So let me get the intro playing. Oh shoot, I gotta check my OBS. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna do this intro with the only two people here. Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome to the 14th episode of the Nintendo Nite podcast. I'm joined today by some awesome people to discuss all the Nintendo news that has happened for the month of July. There's not a lot, but we still got some people here to talk to you guys, and let me introduce them to you. We've got Ben, or Twip.
I'm sorry.
Good old Ben.
I was like, there's no news.
I mean, there isn't really. And we've got, of course, one of our originals, Ruffled Rowlet.
Hello everybody, please send your funds to 223-555 to Uganda.
It's always some random intro, isn't it, right?
Timothy, thank you for $2.
I mean, at least it wasn't an intro that would get me demonetized in a second, right?
That's true.
That's true, yeah.
How do you get demonetized? Fuck. Sorry.
All right. Let's see here. So we can really discuss, I guess. I mean, there's not that much. So there's only 4 bullet points on my chart here. The first thing is, of course, the new Nintendo Switch models, because that's like one of the biggest things that came out of July. Nintendo revealed that, yes, there is a Nintendo Switch Mini, but it's actually called the Nintendo Switch Lite, and it's coming, I think, like September something this year. It's only going to be portable mode. It doesn't have detachable Joy-Cons. It comes with the D-pad and all that. So what are your overall thoughts of it? How you guys feel about it?
All right. This is a good topic. I know, guys in the chat, you're gonna really, really hate me for this. I think the Switch Lite absolutely sucks. And
there it is.
Oh, it's not suited for me. It's overpriced. Number one. In the US, it seems to be at an okay price, $200, which equates to around £160 in the UK. But in the UK, it's £200, which is like $250, which means it's only like $50 cheaper than the regular Switch. And you lose the ability to dock. You get a smaller screen. You don't get detachable Joy-Cons. You don't get HD Rumble. All of these sacrifices for only $50 less. That is abysmal.
Now with this part, I can agree with you, because the price that we have here is $200 for the Switch Mini, which is like
Wait. Shut the fuck up, brother. Motherfucker, you think $200 is a lot? Motherfucker. You motherfucker, we have to pay $275 here, okay? You think
that's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. In terms of that,
check for $200 on a Nintendo Switch Lite, okay? I'd suck the hairiest fucking ball sack you could ever imagine for $200 Nintendo Switch Lite. Okay, I gotta pay 270. No, actually, no. I think it's 285 in the actual local stores. It's 275 if you pre-order it on like a online store. But you have to like prepay for it, and there's a $10 deposit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's fine here, but in terms of Europe prices, it is definitely not worth
$200
it.
is like nothing, okay?
No,
like nothing.
No. Yeah, 200. Yeah,
It's nothing versus like 280.
No, but that's what I'm complaining about. $200 is the fair price. That's what I'm arguing.
Yeah, if it was 200 for you guys as well, it would be fine.
Then hell yeah, then I wouldn't be complaining whatsoever because $200 would be almost half the price as the Switch.
Yeah, but you guys have to pay like 50 or 60 more than what we have to pay, which is stupid.
Like it's not worth the sacrifices. You don't think about it. You don't get the tangible Joy-Cons, which cost like how much? Like $70 in of itself. You don't get the physical dock, which you have to pay like $70 for. Separate.
It's not dockable anyway.
Yeah, but that's already $140 completely off the price, and yet the price of the thing doesn't.
Oh, my headset. My head.
It doesn't follow through with that.
No, you're right.
I just don't get how it can be so expensive.
No. I agree with you, dude. I agree with you. Like that's the thing. Oh, wait, Zach's here?
Oh, damn, he's here.
Zachy boy.
What's up?
How are y'all doing? Wait, have we started yet?
Yeah, we're live
right now.
Oh my gosh, we're live. Yeah.
Guys, in the chat, spam the hose mad meme. Zach loves that.
Zach, what is that profile pic?
Welcome to
Wait,
Psycho.
what? I don't even remember.
Don't ask.
What's your Discord profile pic?
I don't even know.
Your Discord profile pic, bro.
Oh, that's like wait, no. I know what that is. That's
Some kind of
Legend of the Galactic Hero. The main
anime.
character.
Oh my god, it's anime. Jesus.
Yeah,
Wait,
I don't.
Oh yeah, this is the sort of motherfucker who doesn't like anime. Fuck. No, seriously, fuck Twip. He's like the most disgusting person I know. Like he's one of those dickheads that doesn't like anything, and then he has to like bitch about it. He's like a Facebook. No, he's like a Republican Facebook mom. Okay, I don't even know shit about American politics. I just know what I see on the internet. Okay, and he's like one of those like women that just sits on there like, I did not like the Cheetos and ice cream in my Walmart. It's
I like Pokemon Let's Go. I like Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
And there it
Those
is.
are phenomenal games, guys. 10 out
Oh
of 10.
my god, I thought you were talking. Oh my god, I was like, at first I thought you were talking to me. I was like, WTF? Like, I just don't like anime. Wait, you're talking to Ben? Oh. Okay.
I don't watch. Yeah, I don't watch anime, but I respect the people who like it. You know, I don't watch anime because I don't got time for it.
Trash, guys, confirmed.
I don't got time for that, but you know.
I'm fucking crying, dude. Guys,
What
it's
the
a
F? I was so confused. Let me change my profile.
Guys, I feel really harassed and bullied right now.
Okay, listen.
I was attacked on Nintendo Night. He's gonna upload a video. I was attacked on Nintendo Night.
Is this who you
Listen.
follow, guys?
Listen, back to the point, okay? We all agree that the Nintendo Lite is a little bit stupid because it doesn't dock. It doesn't have detachable Joy-Cons, which is kind of the whole thing with the Switch that's nice is the detachable Joy-Cons. Like it doesn't have any of that. Plus, also it's still hella expensive, especially for at least Europeans. Like
you guys get screwed. Yeah, you guys get screwed. Yeah.
Yep. And like just that in itself, and then also the fact that certain games will not be playable. Think about that as well, right?
Yeah, but it's pretty garbage games. It's like a 1-2 switch. Like, does anybody actually care?
Listen. Think about like a future game that comes out, right? And then may have a feature that only works through like using the Joy-Cons, specifically.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Catherine, no, I did not I did not quit Twitch. I'm gonna be streaming actually there on there tomorrow. The only thing I do YouTube streams.
No, he did quit. He told me.
No, shut you.
No,
I didn't. No, listen, dude. I haven't talked to this motherfucker.
Ruffle Drought has quit Twitch.
I'm muting him again. All right. I haven't talked to the motherfucker. I haven't
Damn.
talked to this.
Not even 10 minutes in and he's already muted. It's a wrap.
Yeah, well, he asked for it. Okay. I haven't talked to him for like
it's a wrap.
Night podcast. Let's be fair. I've only liked some of his tweets because they're funny memes and he always shits on stuff and it's kind of funny sometimes. My point is this: I'm not done with Twitch. Now I'm gonna still be there playing games. Either way, back to the point. Nintendo Switch Lite sucks. Though the Zacian Zamazenta edition looks fucking sick.
It does look cool. No, I'll give it that. It looks cool.
No, yeah, it looks pretty cool. And the thing is, you already know it. You already know it's gonna sell a lot too, just because of Pokemon and Animal Crossing and everything.
Oh yeah.
No, but if the Switch Lite came with a game as well.
I think it could. I think it could. Maybe not like the release, but I think in the future, like for a holiday bundle, you could see it come with like a game.
If it was £200
Please,
here and it
I
came with a
just-
game, I wouldn't be complaining nearly as much.
Please, Miss, can we please have an Animal Crossing New Horizons bundled
No,
up with
Animal Crossing's getting
design,
cancelled.
please?
That series is garbage. I'm joking. I actually love Animal Crossing. Don't kill me. Sorry, I can't even say I hate Animal Crossing with a straight face.
Yo, Zach, I think you might be using the wrong microphone because like when you talk, it's like really distorted.
You sound like ass.
Oh my god, it is. Yeah,
It's like-
hold on. Is it still distorted?
Kinda.
Dang. Yeah, I'm on my phone because I don't have internet, so I'm like.
Oh.
On
Oh,
Verizon,
that's
like,
fair.
Oh, it's all good then. Yeah,
Fair enough.
that's understandable. Look at that. He's got no internet and he still came through for the podcast. You got to give him props for that.
Ooh,
Respect in the
ooh,
chat.
ooh, Ben, there's a comment here for you. Saying Sword and Shield are going to be ass 100%. I just don't like how Twip gets away with capitalizing the hate.
Capitalizing. Okay.
Like, here's the thing. Though.
Well, stop.
Wait,
Watch
wait,
my
wait. No.
video.
Let me defend you for a minute, okay? Let me defend you for a minute, motherfucker. Come on. Listen. You need to understand, right? If he was capitalizing hate, trust me, you would notice it. This man hates everything, okay? He hates himself more than anybody else. That's just
I
how
love
you-
myself. That's the only.
No,
thing
you
I love.
don't. No,
He
you
hates
don't.
everything that almost anyone
I've
else would
talked to
like.
him. Guys, I've talked to him. Trust me. He hates everything in this world that everybody else likes. Like, if you like ice cream, he'll hate ice cream. If you like sucking dick, he'll hate sucking dick.
I do hate
Whatever you
sucking
like,
dick, so
I'm
that's
just saying.
correct.
Listen, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. See what I mean? He likes everything opposite of you. Okay, just remember that. That's all there is to say. Okay, just like that's all there is to say. So understand when he shits on Sword and Shield. Trust me. He ain't really. I mean, sure, he's capitalizing on it somewhat. I mean, let's be honest. Wouldn't you want to capitalize and get some of that Mula? I mean, let's be fair. I'd love that. Okay, it'd be fantastic. Unfortunately, I actually benefit more from just being neutral in the situation, which is kind of nice because I hate talking about Sword and Shield negativity at this point and positivity as well. Fuck both
Also-
sides because
also-
I don't
I talk about both.
My newest video is not even on Sword and Shield, so there you go, boys.
Mm.
There you go. Bam.
Oh, this is some nice orange juice. How you guys doing today? Hello, he quoted me, dude. He just quoted me. You don't love yourself. Bro, I'm fucking done. Oh.
What's the
Oh,
next
man.
topic, Aero?
So instead of the Nintendo Switch Lite, there's another Switch revision of the original Switch, but
Yeah,
with
yeah,
like
yeah.
double battery
That's
life.
actually pretty sick, though.
And this one is
Check
sick
them out.
because
I wanna buy
the
one.
this one, the one that we have right now,
So,
has 2.5 to 6.5 hours, but this one that's coming out is gonna have 6.5 to 9 hours, depending on the
Yeah,
game.
that's excellent.
And they said Breath of the Wild is approximately 5.5 to 6 hours you can get, which
Yeah,
is
I'm buying
crazy.
it.
And
I'm
the
buying
thing is, this Switch, I'm pretty sure it came out like this weekend for here in the U.S. I don't know about you guys. It's already out here, I'm pretty sure, because there were people in Texas like tweeting about it, saying that they
It's
saw it
out
in
in
there.
like the UK, but it's not out in the rest of like Europe. I think in the UK it's out.
Does it have different packaging, or is it the same?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
The box.
literally
No,
just like
no.
It's the same
It does.
thing, I think.
The box is like completely red though. You'll know if it's the new one. Yeah, I'll show you.
Right.
I'll
Okay.
put it up on
I
stream.
need to know if it's. The
I,
new one.
I guess I didn't know that because I've only seen like the promo thing on like their website, just showing you like the it has a better battery, man, and it just has the same box there. So I thought like it was
Yeah,
just
and
the
the
same,
ones I've
the
seen
same box.
online all have the same box on mine in the UK.
Yeah,
But, like,
yeah.
maybe that's just like the visual on the website.
Yeah.
They don't have like the actual like assets to like put on.
I'm
the
trying
actual
to
game.
find it. So
Just-
here we go.
But for example, Twip, I really liked your video about like the Nintendo Switch, like the Nintendo Switch as a console and its
Yeah.
like glaring issues. I actually like that because I had the same issues when the Switch came out, right? I didn't want to buy one because there was so many reports of it being super flimsy. Like for example, I'm gonna tell you right now, I hate the dock. Okay, I don't hate it for what it is, but I hate it for the way it's built.
The way it's
Because-
designed. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, it's so flimsy. It can break. Like, dude, I am so scared of having this right here because I'm worried that if like one time I just get pissed off in a game, like punch to the right slightly, I'll break this thing because it's
Yeah.
literally like, dude, it is so flimsy. Okay, it is so flimsy, and not just that, but look at the Joy Cons as well. Like, these things are like plasticky as shit, and I agree with you on that. Like, they're so plasticky, and also, what the fuck is the deal with the drift problem?
Oh
I
yeah, the
bought this
drifting
Switch,
thing. Yeah.
I barely.
Yeah, I've had it too.
I barely used it, and my fucking Joy-Con started drifting. I'm like, what the fuck? So I buy brand new ones. The brand new one, the blue one, is already starting to drift. I'm like, what the fuck? They're brand new, like brand spanking new Joy-Cons. I've had them for like a month and a half. What the fuck, dude? Like, seriously. So like, I'm just gonna tell you right now, the Switch has a fuck ton of problems. So I agree with
Yeah.
you already. Like,
I like that.
There's
video.
definitely a few issues. Yeah.
Oh, there's so
Especially
many
especially with
issues.
the online too. There's
What I
definitely.
dislike is the people that like watch your
Defend
video
it
and, like,
completely.
no, like
And you're
instantly
not
dislike
even.
you.
Oh yeah,
I
like
know,
people
you're
who
not
don't
even
even
allowed to criticize
understand.
the Switch. You're
And
not.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
it's
and
so
like literally
annoying.
his
Yeah,
first
no,
line of the
I
his
like
first
this
line
is
of the
one of my
video was
favorite-
like, "I love my Switch." Literally, that was his first line of the video
Dude,
too.
same here, man. I love this thing, but I also fucking hate how it's designed.
Actually,
and,
that is true. The
you
very
know,
first line
like,
is that the Switch is
plastic size. Wait, what do you say?
That was the first ever line in the
His
video.
first line in the whole video is "I love the Switch" or whatever.
Yeah, but
That
drones
shows
will get
just
mad if you
goes
say
to show you
anything.
how
it's
much
a
people
good,
hate
it's
it.
a good, it's
Drones
a
will
good
get mad if you
fucking.
say anything like remotely critical of the
Yep.
Switch now. Like,
Here's
they're
the thing,
so
though.
annoying.
It's real, but let's be honest, dude. When the thing released, there was so much criticism over its flimsiness and shit, and it was valid criticism. Like a lot of people had issues where like their like the glass like on the actual Switch was
Yeah, it
getting
was
like totally
scratched.
scratched up
Yep.
and shit because of the dock.
The
Yeah.
dark,
I luckily
Yep.
haven't had any issues with that, but I know tons of people have had that issue.
I put a screen
And-
protector on my shit day one, so it's
Bruh,
like
I
don't
only
gotta
It's
had
worry.
like-
that issue because I put my thing in the dock so fucking carefully that it can't possibly. Like I put it in so fucking slowly, just so it doesn't happen.
I got you.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, like I love this thing, but at the same time, it's stupidly fucking designed in some areas.
Yeah,
like
you're
the
right.
dock is horrible. Okay, it's just
Yeah,
it
no,
just
but it's-
isn't good.
It's just
It
a
just-
plastic
it's
shell.
Joy-Cons. I think
It's just a
Joy-Cons
plastic
are
shell.
Fender, 'cause
No,
the
no, I'm just
Joy-Cons
saying that for me, I hate the dock. I just hate it, dude. Because you know what's nice with a PlayStation 4? If I want to fucking put in a controller, I just shove those motherfuckers in, okay? With this thing, if I want to put in more than like fucking 2 controllers, I gotta do some fucking like MacGyver shit to make the shit work. Like it's a fucking pain, okay? It is not fun
MacGyver.
to like. No, seriously, you gotta put in a million fucking things all around and shit. It's a disaster trying to figure this thing out. I hate it. Like I hate doing that. Like if this just had like a more fucking like logical design to it, it would be so much easier to use.
No, yeah,
Like,
no, but that's
seriously.
the issue. My issue was that Nintendo's none of their other consoles have had this shitty issue. But like
Also,
every other
when
console
we were
has this
talking
shit.
about the other Switch with the battery life, I put it up on my stream now, so you can see the two boxes. The one on the left is
Yeah,
how it looks
one's
right
red
now.
and one of them
The
is
really red one is the one that has the new model, like the one with the better battery life. So if you go to the store and you get the one that's all red, you'll know that it's the new one. That's the way to
Yeah, I
tell.
want.
Oh, I see. But that's such a stupid design. Like
Yeah,
choice,
no, you're right.
like,
You're
the
right. It
box.
is stupid, but at least it's a way to tell.
What? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but like at the same time, it's like, how would like your average fucking consumer see the difference?
Yeah, they wouldn't know.
Well,
They
well, no.
wouldn't.
The thing is,
just
Nintendo said that they're gonna make this like this new model eventually just replace the old Switch, like just off of
okay.
shelves.
I
So,
got you.
but it's
Yeah,
like right now,
but
since
right
it just
now-
came out, it's gonna be like mixed in with all the other ones. But like eventually they'll say in like a couple months it'll be just this model that you can get. Like it'll be the default one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and pick it up probably.
Honestly, for this one, I'm gonna wait to see what people say. The only thing that I'm scared about is I feel like if I'll buy this one next year or like the year after, they'll actually release like a Switch Pro or one that's
Switch
more
Pro,
powerful.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
if that happens, I'm gonna be like pissed off because I just paid like $300 again for another new Switch. That's the thing that I'm scared about. But like, 9 hours of battery life, that's so hype. Like I would love that. That could last
No,
last
that
a
is
whole
like-
day, bro. That could
But
last
even if they
easily a
release
whole
the
day.
Pro, though, even if they release a Pro, I think it would most likely for that Pro featured shit bullshit, probably would get a lower, like the same battery time that we have on like your normal Switch today. You know.
Yeah.
Probably,
Like,
but
think,
I mean,
because if they added more like oh, we have a better like graphics card unit thing, blah blah blah, next gen, woohoo, like whatever. If they add that sort of shit into it, right, to make it more pro, it's definitely gonna cut down on the fucking battery time. Like, let's be honest, it will. Like,
yeah, it will.
100%.
Yeah. But I mean,
So
I personally more care about just like if it looks better, like if games will run better, if games that are 30 FPS will be 60 FPS, and if games that are 720p will be 1080p on that new Switch, then you know, might have to cop. I don't really care about battery life at that point. That's the thing.
Right. But yeah, no, but Werfel, do you agree that the Switch feels like the most rushed console? that you
Definitely.
know?
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely. I mean,
okay.
dude, like the Wii was fucking amazing. Like the GameCube was amazing. All those other consoles, they were like they weren't many. Like sure, there was always flaws with everything, right? But
Yeah.
like compared to the Switch, I can't think of like with the Wii the same amount of issues. I can't even like off the top of my head think of an issue that I majorly had when I ever used it. Like I
Yeah.
really can't. Whereas with the Switch, I've already listed a bunch of them.
There's so many, yeah.
Yeah, but
The
even
big
like
Joy-Cons,
it's
cheap
like
Joy-Cons,
even the
you know.
Wii U doesn't seem like it's that rushed. The Wii U only had the problem of being like like a console
Badly
with no
marketed.
games. Yeah, that as
The
well.
annoying
Like
thing too, the other annoying thing too is that you had to like do this huge update or something when you got it.
Oh yeah, the day
But, like,
one
And
patch.
your console would get bricked if you're like internet disconnected or like.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, like that 2 hour
Yeah, that
upload
was
that
so
everyone had to
bad.
do, bro. That was
Yeah,
so
that was so
stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
But, like,
Day one, everybody wanted to play Zelda. No, you got to download this 2 hour like patch before. It's like, nah, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, was this? Oh, Zelda. Yeah. No, Wii U Zelda, right?
No, Switch. There
Oh,
was a day one
Switch.
patch. Yeah, there was a
Wait,
day one.
Switch. Oh
There was
my
a day
God.
one update. I remember that, bro. You had to like download it to.
Because I got mine like a year later.
Oh, I got mine on
Yeah,
launch
no, I
day,
got
so it
mine
was.
a month later.
Yeah, there was like a patch that installed like online for you and like all your other stuff. Because when you just
Wait,
got
you
the
said-
Switch.
You said brick.
Yeah, apparently because when you were downloading that patch online for your day one update or whatever, if somehow your internet disconnected, your Switch just got like screwed. Like you just like I think
Holy shit.
yeah, it was like game breaking. Yeah. Literally. Like your Switch would just break.
Video thing.
Also, can we talk about the Breath of the Wild glitches? The infinite jumping, the fucking riding side and sitting anywhere.
Can
I
just
mean
say one
that's
thing
just the
real quick?
problem with the game though, right? Like they can patch that out.
They need to patch that shit.
I mean, they're
One
fixing a lot of the stuff though. They fixed like some of the frame rate issues too from
Teacher,
like day one,
I've had
which
my
is
hands
nice.
up in the air for a while. I want to ask a question. Can we agree though that in general the Wii U, if it just was marketed better, would have been a great console? Like I feel like it would.
Oh,
Like,
definitely.
I think it was. I think it was
Oh,
great.
See,
Like, the way
I say
like,
this all the
just-
time and people never agree. I honestly think if they didn't name it Wii U but named it Wii 2, it would have done much better.
Oh yeah, we too.
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
even think they should have named it Wii anything. They should have just given it a brand new name. Like the Switch is called the Switch.
That
not
that
the,
too.
not the
That too.
Wii Switch,
But at least
right?
if they
You know?
said Wii 2, you know it's like the second generation. You know how like a PlayStation
Yeah.
4 is better than
I
a
know what you
3. It's pretty easy to tell.
Wii U, Wii U, Wii U, Wii U, Wii U, Wii U.
No, I love
Like,
the Wii. And by the way,
What
Mario
I did
Maker
not like.
is so
what-
much better on the Wii U than it is on the Switch.
What I did not like
I've
about
heard.
the Wii U was that they literally never released games, and the games that they did release were really unexciting.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, that's the problem with that console.
Nintendo Switch in
It-
2018.
Like, listen, it wasn't the problem with the console. I guess it was more of a problem with the actual, like, just the software side of things.
Well,
Where
the
they
thing
were-
is, you
they
can't
made a
blame
lot of
them because
mistakes.
once they saw that most people weren't buying the system anyway, why would they spend the time to make better games? You know?
Yeah, but I feel like
yeah,
if,
but like
like
every game was just shameless. It was like they made Donkey Kong because it would sell better. They released the console with New Super Mario Bros. Because that's popular off the Wii. Like it was like all the things that sold well during the Wii.
And the
they just
problem with that
replicated
was
because
that
they wanted
exact same
those.
year that the
They
Wii
didn't
U
care about
came
the game
out.
quality.
The problem was the exact same year the Wii U came out. We already had New Super Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS.
Exactly, that was-
So it was
that
like-
game
That was
is
such a
so-
problem.
garbage. Oh
So
my
we had
God.
that. We already had a
Yeah.
New Super Mario Bros. Game, and then they had another New Super Mario Bros. Game in the same year that were like literally 3 months apart. That was the issue. It was like you were already
And then
burned
they
out
literally
from
didn't
the
release games
3DS
for, like, a
one.
year after that.
Exactly, and all the big releases were just so far spread out. Whereas, like
Yeah,
you know,
we
in
got delayed
2017 with
too.
the Switch, you know, you got your Breath of the Wild, your Mario Kart, your Splatoon, your Mario Odyssey, your Xenoblade. Like you got everything, which is why it was good for a launch. But then you know what? Because this is the thing with Nintendo, when they do a launch like that, it's really good. But then they dry out their like next year, like 2018, like we can all agree was pretty
Oh my
bland.
God,
What did you have?
2018
Octopath,
was
Smash,
Wii U.
Octopath,
Yeah, but
Smash,
Wii U's
Let's
had-
Go. What else? Kirby, I guess. But like,
Oh my God,
that's
Kirby.
about it.
Kirby Star Allies. That game is absolute trash. Holy moly.
I mean, I think a lot of people can agree with you on that. Like
That
a lot of
game
people,
sucks
overall,
so
a lot of
much
people
ass.
weren't. Overall, many
Yeah.
people weren't that satisfied with it. So.
No, that game is the shittiest. fuck-
Also,
oh.
I don't even care about Switch this year, honestly, except for Luigi's Mansion and like.
Oh,
Pokemon.
Dude,
I'm sorry,
honestly,
right.
dude, I love how like last year we were all so hype about Switch in 2019. We were like, dude, Generation 8 and all these games, and it's just like now we're here. Now we're now we're here. Here we are, and we're just like,
I know, because like Pokemon Animal Crossing were gonna be like the life of the party this year. And
Yeah, and then
Pokemon, ended up
Pokemon
being
turned out
Animal Crossing,
mediocre.
Animal Crossing got delayed.
Exactly. Pokemon mediocre,
Aero,
Animal
don't
Crossing
say
delayed.
mediocre, it's not out yet.
It is mediocre. I don't give a crap. You can dislike this video all you want, bro. I don't care. Your dislikes just get more attraction to the
Guys,
video anyway.
guys, I do not represent what Aero is saying right now. Please don't dislike my videos.
Nah, I don't really care. Disliking just gets more attraction to the video
Actually,
anyway,
guys,
bro.
dislike my videos. I'm a Pokemon.
Yeah,
hater.
I really don't care. I don't care.
I just realized why my webcam needs to be smaller because the UI thingy. I'm stupid.
That is something we can all agree on.
No, just you. Fuck you. Where was I?
But yeah, we can move on to the next topic on
Oh,
here.
what's the next?
If you're good about talking with the Switch revision,
Please
unless you have
don't-
anything else to
don't-
add.
Oh wait. Yeah, but please, if
Pokemon,
we
right?
get into this topic, just don't let Twip talk. Please, just don't
What
let him
topic
talk.
is it?
Oh yeah,
Don't let me
Twip ain't talking for this
Actually, no,
one.
don't even let Zach talk because even Zach's gonna be a little shithead about this.
Oh, is it Fire Emblem?
Yeah, it's Fire Emblem.
Oh
Is
my
it
But
God,
Fire
it's time to go to
Emblem?
sleep
Oh,
right now,
yes.
y'all. Good night.
Fuck's
Hentai
sake,
game.
fuck's sake, here we go. What
Well,
did I
here's
tell you? This is exactly what I was talking about.
Hey, we
you know what?
if they get, I'll mute them if they get off, bro. I'll mute them. But here's the thing, cause the thing is, I didn't get the game yet, but I know Ruffled, you got the game, and I know you've actually been enjoying it. So I want to know your thoughts on
Yeah,
on
like,
your.
I haven't been able to continue
I'm
much of
changing
it
my
due to the fact that I've just been so busy with like getting back to YouTube and shit. I will say the games, like I haven't run into myself, but I've been noticing so many people running into like a lot of graphical issues with the game,
Oh, I agree. It
Like-
looks disgusting.
like.
Dude, I saw like this
No,
picture of like the fruit in the
I'm
game.
talking like food like floating and shit, or like cats like floating from the ground and not being clipped correctly. The same thing that you see in like the Sword and Shield trailer. Like
Yeah,
the
you're right.
Like you know,
The bike
characters are,
clipping.
like, in their idle T poses, floating above the ground by like 20 centimeters or some shit. Like
Yeah.
that's the sort of shit like that you see in the game as well. Which I think they delayed the game by like what? How much? When
A
was it
few
originally
months.
meant to come out?
It was supposed to come out.
It's like-
Wait, no, it was supposed to come out last year. It was supposed to come out last year.
Was it last year? Are you sure?
Yeah,
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 it was
no,
2018.
no,
And then they said they, and then they said,
no. You're
It was
misconstruing. I think you're misconstruing. And I think it was meant to come out like sometime this year. Like,
No, it was supposed to
spring,
come out in
spring. No, no, no.
2018.
It was it wasn't. It wasn't.
Bro, I will literally find. I will find the picture and show it to you. It was 2018.
Even Ben agrees. It was spring. It was spring. It was meant to come out in spring.
No,
And
no,
then
that
it
was the
No,
that was
it got
no, it got delayed twice. It got delayed
Yeah, it got
twice.
delayed
That's the thing.
twice.
It was supposed to come out 2018. Then last year at E3 they said it would be spring 2019. Then this year they said it was
Then it
gonna be
delayed,
summer.
yeah.
It was delayed twice.
Well, fair enough. Either way, the point I'm trying to get to is a lot of like those sort of issues. I haven't run into them myself. Again, like I haven't, but that won't excuse them because I'll call that shit out. Okay. Now, as for the game itself, it's a Fire Emblem game. You know,
Hentai.
it's a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's waifus.
No,
very much
yeah,
waifus.
yeah.
For a little bit of that, you know, jin. Allah, habba,
Look,
habba,
Jesus, I
you
played
know.
the first
My
hour
boy.
of it. I get into the place and there's some
Oh, you actually
girl
bought the
with
game?
massive tits
Dude,
on the
listen,
screen.
dude. No, listen. That's the perfect shit, dude. You know how much time I spent just choosing which house to get because I was looking for those fine bitches. Like,
No,
don't
but
get me
that's-
on that. I was looking for them.
They turned Fire Emblem into a
Listen,
hentai
dude.
waifu
Listen.
game.
Yeah, but that's what it's always been. What the fuck are you on about? Have you
No.
played it? Fucking brother. The Fire Emblem has always been about the waifus. Come on, man. Why do you think it's popular? It's popular because of the women. Okay.
I thought that was only since-
The beautiful, strong, independent women. I'm sorry. I can't say that with a straight
Okay.
face without it sounding like fucking
No, but I bet
stupid.
everyone just chose the
No,
Edo
but
God
seriously,
house because-
dude, like
Hey.
it's literally a fucking anime like titty simulator. Of
No, but
course,
did it used to be that?
yes. I mean, not
No,
the
but
first
before,
like 2 games.
before Awakening.
Okay, listen. Okay, well, listen. Here's the thing, right?
I
It
played the
became
GBA game, bro. That game was
listen,
amazing.
Listen. It became that when it like got into like the 3D realm of things, right?
Awakening.
And like once the West got their hands on it, you know, they were like, oh yeah, she's so yeah, and I was like, you know, a little bit of that.
No,
And then
but
it's
the
like, and
fact
then
that
the
how-
Japanese were like, listen,
It's
the
the
Japanese,
fact.
listen, the Japanese then realized, oh shit, okay, these fucking Westerners are retarded and they like anime titties. We can capitalize on this. And they're like, yes. And like that's at that time Nintendo was like, okay, boys, more anime titties, more money. This
That's a
works.
shitty
Like, let's
way-
be honest,
that's a
dude.
shitty-
Listen, dude. Think about it, dude. Have you noticed that the Switch has some nasty shit on the eShop? There's some really strange games on this motherfucker.
There's
Nintendo
Panini.
I
is not-
don't even look.
Seriously,
I
dude.
barely.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you, though. Like Nintendo ain't giving no fucks anymore, dude. You remember Nintendo used to be like for you and Grandma to play some Wii Sports and like some Bullet and shit. Now it's like hardcore, triple X, 18 plus, porn,
No, that's cool.
big dicks, big tits, yeah,
That's
Kendra and Sakura.
Read it and just
You know what I mean? Like,
every possible game on the eShop just so they can say we've got over 2,000 games.
yeah, okay, listen, I get that. It's your whole argument in your video. That's not what I'm trying to get to. My point is that they're seemingly very acceptable of weird shit on their stuff now. Like, you know. Also, by the way, I would need to point out as well, like what he said. I fucking hate the layout of the eShop.
Disgusting.
Like the one that we have right now is fucking awful. Like the Nintendo Switch one, I hate it because it is so fucking like mind-numbing sometimes trying to find shit. It's like so annoying. Marco,
It's
thank you for the
pathetic.
subscription.
It's actually pathetic.
Ugh. There's a
I'm
nut.
saying the word.
Exactly, big nut. Nut.
Well, that's
Uh,
what, why do
I
we
mean,
turn Fire
I was
Emblem
watching people stream
It's
it.
always been like a hentai
Before
thingy-majiggy,
Awakening?
dude. It's been like that for like the last fucking. I
Since
don't know.
Awakening. Since Awakening.
It's not even. It's like apparently it's not even as bad as other previous games, from what I've heard.
Listen,
Like I heard it was worse than
Oh,
Fates.
Nothing's gonna get worse than Camilla. Jesus Christ.
apparently you can't and this was apparently a very very big issue. Apparently you can't be gay with more than like four characters in the game or some shit. Apparently you can't get that bazimba habada habada. Apparently, and there was a lot.
I mean, that's
there
the
was
only thing
there was
that
some
puts me off
controversy
Xenoblade
about that
Chronicles.
shit.
It's the only thing
Like-
that puts me off Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Dude, like
Nah.
that big guy Otto,
That game's
who, like that big guy Otto, dude, he's like real buff, and I was like, this guy's in my squad. Oh yeah. Either way, where we at, boys? Where those? Oh, Camilla Thick, she is.
I just. You
But-
know, but no. Whoever said Camilla, whoever said that, you are the problem. You are the exact.
No. She thick though, dude. She thick though. Shut the fuck up. She
Yeah,
thick though.
you are the
She
problem.
thick. Dude,
That
shut
is
the fuck up,
reason
man.
they make you
Hentai, listen, hentai is like the most epic shit. It's like the only connoisseurs. Listen, only connoisseurs of the best quality internet content can like look at that and be like,
watch
art, motherfucker, art.
officially published by Nintendo hentai. Holy shit.
Extra thick.
Anyway, I heard the game overall was pretty good though in terms of like the story and
Yeah.
everything. Like people were actually like saying it actually
fucking
has
huge, dude.
yeah.
So
No,
much shit.
I played
The-
the first hour and I dug the story.
People were saying like completing one house is like 80 hours and like there's 3 so it's like a 200+ hour adventure if you want to do everything.
Yeah, which is cool.
Which is also insane. And then like I mean overall just like the ratings for the game have been really good too. Like they were like they're on par. The ratings are on par with Smash Ultimate.
Andrew, I'm just gonna mute and let them talk while I explain why hentai should be advocated for.
Not in
It's
Not in Nintendo.
okay, fair enough. It's an art form, okay? It's an art form, sir. It needs to.
Oh,
be... I'm
God.
just fucking by the way. I'm just
Oh,
fucking
I
by the way.
hate
Uh,
Fire Emblem. I'm glad me and Zach can agree on that. Fire Emblem
Can
is
we-
like the biggest sleeper of all time. Like, it is the worst goddamn Nintendo franchise ever. I hate it.
what?
Nah, he's just
Really?
this is what I mean when you
Oh,
gotta eat
period.
what
That's on period.
nah. Nah. He's just saying that to piss everyone off.
trash. Sonic's a pile of trash.
Oh,
Sonic
I
hasn't
agree.
had.
At
Sonic's
least
the
Fire
biggest
Emblem
pile of
has a
poop.
high rated game. And what has Sonic had in the last like what? Oh, in 10 years, bro. Yeah, at least this Fire Emblem game has the highest ratings since a while.
No, but I wish I could agree. But Sonic Mania was the highest
But that's a
rated
game
Sonic
made by
franchise.
fucking fans, you little bitch.
When is an original Sega game though?
Like, dude, you haven't had a good Sonic game for like a decade, my dude. Like, don't fucking try us, man. The best game you've had was made by a fucking group of fan game developers.
Oh no, I agree. I'm not defending them.
Shit.
I think
Yeah,
it's real. I think Team
but
Sonic
yeah.
Racing is a pile of ass. That game sucks.
Someone in my chat said the second half of Three Houses is very different than the first half. Just
That's because
saying.
of the time skip. Oh, well, no, Nintendo officially revealed that. Right?
This is the most scuffed stream I've ever done. Either way, keep going.
All right,
but yeah.
we all agree Fire Emblem is big fat trash. Okay.
Nah,
Fuck
no.
you.
No.
No, I
Ben,
don't agree
we
with
can
that.
all agree that Ben's opinions are trash. Like we've
Exactly.
been through
Yes,
this.
yes.
If
No,
if you like it,
You'll agree
Ben will
Ben
not
sucks
like
dick.
it. If you don't like it, Ben will like it. If you like it, Ben won't like it. That's how it
Okay,
works.
guys, say something in the chat that I like. Oh, that I don't like. No, that you don't like. Well, I like it.
Ben, we will whoop your ass if you try me again. Also, Self, what's good? Welcome to the stream. I will literally whoop your ass like so hard, dude.
No,
And
stop.
also,
No,
Don't, no, don't you try me
No,
on my
no, no.
hentai bitches. Don't try me. Listen. Leave my waifus alone. Leave my thick bitches alone. Leave my Fire Emblem chicks alone. And even the I mean, hey, even dudes, man. I mean, some of them like thick as fuck, though. You know what I mean? Just don't leave Fire Emblem alone, man. Okay?
That's the
Listen,
problem with
that
the
game.
franchise.
Listen, that game is about them fucking them muscles, them tits.
Yeah,
them ass.
that's wrong.
Don't touch my hentai
Nintendo is
bitches.
telling you official
Don't touch my
pornography.
waifus, okay? Just leave.
Pornography.
The thing, you know, nah.
Leave my fucking
Nintendo
leave my,
pornography.
Y'all haven't even
leave my
played the
hentai alone,
games.
okay?
Y'all haven't
Leave
even
my
played
hentai
the
alone.
old games, bro.
You're nasty.
Play Fire Emblem GBA. That game is amazing.
boy.
Yeah, but that was not a hentai game.
It's a Fire Emblem game. You just said
Boy.
Fire Emblem is trash. You're saying
No,
everything is
fine,
trash
boy.
then at
Fire
that
Emblem
point.
since 2013.
Okay.
Aero, think about it. Think about it. He's trying to roast Xenoblade, dude. Think about it. Think about it, Aero. Because Xenoblade has some hot waifu shit in it as well. Think about it. Think about it.
No, but I do think that is an issue.
Oh,
I don't
don't
like the anime side of that game.
Shut your bitch. This is why. This is the
Nah,
reason.
see,
No,
he
guys,
can't appreciate the good story and any of the other stuff. He
Ow,
just looks
I
at
hit
that.
My head with my own hand.
No,
I'm
I like the story. And I like
You
I
clearly
like
don't,
the
because you
anime.
just told me before you never finished the game.
I'm on
guys.
chapter 4.
Well, yes,
Guys.
that's not even when it gets good. It's at the end of chapter 5.
Okay, well then let me get to the end.
Think about this, guys.
Five.
Think about this.
Wasn't my fault they just 10 times.
Guys, think about this. Okay, guys.
I'm muted.
Just remember, guys.
I'm muting him.
Guys, just remember.
He's muted. I can't hear anything.
Hot, thick
Absolutely no
bitches,
idea what he's
boys.
saying.
Don't forget, guys.
What's
Yo,
the
the next time we talk about
Put
Fire
the
Emblem,
manual
I'm muting Zach and I'm muting Ben. we're just gonna mute them, and then once the convo's over, because you know what's funny right now? The Fire Emblem community is in a much better state than Pokemon.
Oh, they sure are.
Oh, boy,
They
just back-
sure are.
They are partying right now. They are partying with their.
Game looks like
They
a
are
GTA.
partying with their 95 out of 100 game, while Pokemon fans are trashing, harassing developers, bro.
This is why
Oh,
I'm
man.
just chilling in the Animal Crossing camp with a nice smoothie.
I hope they
Um,
announce some devastating news for Animal Crossing. That completely ruins
Zach,
the game.
join our
my-
side, Zach. Just join our side, man. Because
Like
you're
they
not gonna
announced,
win.
there's
with-
only 10 villages in the
listen. This
entire
is a
game.
war, man. This is a war, man.
Because they have to
He's
model
listen.
and animate.
This is World War III, but
Oh,
he's
yeah.
Germany in this situation. Okay. Listen, I'm the UK getting fucked by him. You're America, and Aero is like, I don't know, like Russia or some shit, like the Soviet Union.
I'll be honest, I
like,
have no idea what you're
post-mortem. Either way, my point is, just like
Oh
join
my God.
us, we'll ruin him. Okay, don't worry, we'll destroy him. Okay, we're like just
Alright.
just
You
join
would
us.
destroy
Man.
him?
Come on, dude. Like America, come
Alright.
on, man. Just like fly in the fucking like I don't know,
Wait, who are we destroying? Me?
fly in the planes, dude. Just
Alright, yeah,
fucking
he's trashing Animal Crossing, so
nuke
I
his
can
ass.
you guys.
Exactly. Let's nuke his ass.
Exactly,
No,
man.
no, I'm
He's
not trashing Animal Crossing. I
yes,
actually
he
love
is. Yes,
Animal
he is.
Crossing.
Nah, he's lying.
I
He's
love
lying.
Animal Crossing.
He's lying.
I'm actually not though. I should do love Animal Crossing.
He's lying.
Really, especially.
Anyway, moving on to the next topic. Let me see what I wrote here. Honestly, though, from what people have been saying about Fire Emblem, though, if I see the game on sale, I'll get it. Because people have been saying it's good and the story's all good. I just haven't gotten it because it's like a second tier game for me this year. It's like if I got extra money, I'll get it. But it's not like one of those games that's at the top that I'm
Right,
gonna
I'm
100% get.
I think
MVK,
every
welcome to the
Nintendo
show.
game that has came out this year so far has been second tier.
For you?
That's on period.
For you
That's like-
personally, I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
Mario Maker, I was so hyped, and I
well-
played it for like 2 hours, and I got bored because I hate it.
It's
See,
a
you were
good
hyping it up, and I was telling you to sleep on it, and you were, and now look.
It's
now
open
look.
world.
That's
Look,
funny.
Payback.
Oh, you're right.
Payback. It's
You're
so
right.
funny to me.
What? You're
I was
right.
waiting for the right moment, and that
He
was
was
the
fucking.
right moment.
You were hyping it up, Ben, like a little.
It's
fucking,
gonna remember it's gonna sell 10 million. Remember it's gonna sell 10 million, or you make $100.
Oh shit!
Remember-
Yeah, you're paying up, bitch. You're paying up. Oh boy.
Because that game, if it doesn't get 10 million sales by December, you gotta give Ruffled $100 on stream.
Ebony and Harmony.
The way you make levels on the Switch version is shit.
It is
Now,
pretty
the
bad.
gamepad, The game is just way.
Mario
worse.
Maker is so bad. Like I'm.
No, it's not. No,
it's
no,
my.
no. Shut the fuck
It's
up.
my
Shut the
like
fuck
worst
up.
purchase
Fuck
of
up.
the
No,
year.
it's not.
It's
No, it's
my
not.
worst
Anyway,
purchase
it'll be
of the
fun.
year.
I think it'll be fun once that multiplayer update comes out. If it's actually good, and like we can actually play. If we can actually play levels on streams.
Well, it's not
If we can play levels on streams together, it could be pretty fun. But you know,
It's
there's still, because I've been thinking about it, there's still potential for them to screw that up too. Like, what if you can do multiplayer levels with your friends, but what if you can't input? But what if you can't do them with code? Like, what if you can't input a code?
It's still not out.
Ivory? Sure, I don't know. I'm the song man.
Like, what if you just can't do them by like codes that viewers send you? What if you can just only do levels that like the game suggests you? If that's the case, then it's ruined. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of ways they could still ruin it, which I hope they don't do.
Plus the lag because the
Two
regular
to the
co-op is
one,
already
to the
lagging.
one, to the three. I got a mad bitch last night on the street. Hold up.
The
now
thing,
like
the
you
thing with the
wanna-
lag though, the thing with the lag is if we all do it on a stream, I think since we all have pretty good internet to be able to stream, it wouldn't be as bad for us. It's not like some like idiot from the UK who has got like overseas connection ruining it for everyone else.
Excuse-
But you stream, That's what I mean. Like for us, it wouldn't be an issue. I mean like randoms when you're doing it right now when you play a game.
Nintendo doesn't know how to do online. Simple as that. Blah blah blah. Let's continue to the next thing.
I agree.
All right, next thing. Let's talk
Astral
about.
Chain, dude.
Yes, this is the only
Fucking
game.
finally.
The only
Okay,
game that
fine
I'm
game.
really hyped about.
Fine game.
Only game
joking,
I'm really
joking,
hyped
by the way.
about.
I'm not.
Nah, Astral Chain, literally probably my game of the year, to be honest with you.
I
Because
have-
Sword and
I'm
Shield,
avoiding
Sword and
it.
Shield ain't even in that category, bro.
Arrow,
No, but I'm-
Arrow. Can I just say one thing about Astral Chain, dude? Which is so funny,
Mm.
dude. Because like I had an argument with someone about specifically like graphics with Sword and Shield, and people like I was basically like giving like a depiction of what like I'd imagine I'd want the graphics to look like for a Pokemon game, which was something in the ballpark of like. And Ben, don't instantly start. Can you even hear me at the moment?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Sure,
So,
I'll-
listen,
I'll mute him
so
if he
listen,
goes off.
don't start shitting on like what I'm gonna say right now instantly. Just hear me out, motherfucker. I was saying like if I was to imagine the graphics I'd love to see for a Pokemon game, I was thinking of like how the Pokemon and the graphics in the world like looks like in the newest Pokemon movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. Not the characters. Some of them look fucking awful.
I don't even
Ash looks
remember.
like-
I haven't seen anything
Like,
for that
Dude,
game
I look
or that
dude,
movie.
The fucking
This is
grass and the shit and like it looks. Listen, it looks fucking like the actual world and shit looks amazing, man. Like, don't even get
Really?
me none of that shit.
I need
dude.
to see
The
pictures
world
'cause I
looks
haven't seen
amazing,
anything.
okay?
Send me screenshots.
The
Yeah,
world
I haven't
actually
seen
looks-
anything. I don't know.
Just like I literally have like a post about it on my on fucking like Amino. FYI, I'm just gonna plug Amino real quick. Anyway,
Amino is garbage.
I deleted that app like
Fuck
years
you.
ago, bro.
Fuck you, man.
Deleted it.
Yeah.
No, because
He's
I like
getting
it.
his
Fuck
point,
you.
you know. He's
Either
just
way,
sharing that
no,
moment.
listen. The point I'm trying to get to is I was talking about that, right? And the person I was talking to said like, "Oh, but the Switch can't even handle those sort of graphics." I was like, "Are you serious?" And then I literally sent him Astral Chain because that's the proof that the Switch can handle those level of graphics. That's just enough proof right there. Like, sure, they aren't one-to-one comparisons, but Astral Chain looks fucking amazing. Like, you can't deny this game looks actually amazing. I
It
am so
does.
fucking
I
happy
love
with
that
shit.
art style, bro. I love that art style so much. It's so cool.
Dude, it looks lit, dude. Like, yeah, clearly the game isn't going to be on the same, like, size and scale as, like, I guess, you know, like an open world type game. Of course not. But at the same time, it looks fucking incredible for what it is. It's going to be, of course, like, probably some more openish areas, but mostly it's going to be, like, boss battle instance places and shit like that. What's a good comparison to what this game is like? I guess Dark Souls is, like, the closest I can think of. Like, that kind of, like, thing to it.
Yeah, and then
I
they
think
also
it's
said
like-
they also said the combat is similar to Bayonetta and Nier Automata, or Nier Automata.
Okay, so I guess that would be a better comparison. Yeah, because it's even
Yeah.
made by fucking, like, Platinum Games.
Platinum, yeah, exactly.
Yes, so Nier Automata, that sort of stuff. Like,
Yep.
this game looks good, okay? Like, Nier isn't even on the fucking Switch, so, you know what I mean? Like, this shit looks good. Like,
Oh yes,
inherently
this
looks,
is
like, fucking good.
this is yeah, easily my most hyped game of the year. And plus they had like a new trailer that came out which was like 8 minutes long, bro. I watched that whole thing. There's so much to, like, they explain all the things about the combat and everything. It's actually crazy. Like, I don't know if you saw it, but like there's like all this stuff with the legions, and like you have like 8 different types to choose from, and they all got their own
No,
different
I've been-
abilities and stuff.
I've been
It's
dodging
crazy.
the gameplay because I don't want to get spoiled. I want to play that game.
There wasn't really any spoilers. They more like explain the combat. It's more like teaching you tutorial based stuff, but not much with the story. So that's good. And the thing about this game is it comes out this month. Literally comes out in 26
Bro,
days.
the
That's
combat in this
crazy.
shit is so fucking cool, I swear to God.
Oh, I
This
love
looks
it. It's
actually
insane.
amazing. Like, I am genuinely excited for this because, like...
Oh, I pre-ordered it.
wanted-
I'm getting this day one.
Dude,
it's
I
gonna be
wanted a game like this on the Switch for so long. The problem for me with the Switch is, like, I've got nothing to play inherently. Like, sure, there is, like, I don't know, like, I got Fire Emblem right now, but beyond that, I have no, like, combat-style games like this that I can play. Like, I don't know, what is there? Like, maybe Dragon Ball Fighter Z, but that's, like just I don't know, it's like a fighting game. It's like fucking like Street Fighter, and that's not really what I'm looking for. This is exactly I wanted like a what would you even call this? Like an action RPG, I guess, pretty much. I guess like
I
the
think so,
closest word
yeah.
I can think of. Yeah, like
It's
an action
it's a
RPG, like,
it's
that's
a
what
what do you
I
call?
want.
It's a hack and slash type of RPG.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly. That's what like basically like Nier Automata,
Bayonetta.
something like that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Something in that ballpark is what I've been looking for.
Yep.
Was it replaying the fucking thing twice? Oh, it's because somebody's doing a fucking gameplay breakdown here. It's not even a trailer. I'm a fucking retard. Either way,
That is true.
but
Very true.
fuck you. No, but my point is like I've wanted a game like this for like the longest time, and they're finally doing something like this, and I'm just excited for it, man. Like it looks like it's gonna be fucking lit, and bruh, like the Switch can handle more than like what's being shown from like Game Freak at the moment. Like listen, let's make this very clear. Please watch, and I'm gonna tell you right now, just watch Lockston and Noggin's video. Because that pretty much gives you the general gist of like.
Did you
what
see?
the
Did you see
Pokemon-
Arlo's video on Pokemon, bro? That video was
no.
perfect.
I heard it was
It literally came out yesterday, and I love it because he
But then
remained so
I've got that
calm. he was remaining really calm, but he was taking the most perfect jabs at Game Freak and the Pokemon Company. Like it was really well done,
dude.
really well done.
Guys, you guys want me
it's
to
like the best video on the situation.
stream chat? You guys want me to react to this
except for
video
my
later?
videos.
We can watch this later, guys, and react to it. Like then we can be yoinking content, guys. Remember, yoinking a piece of content a day makes you feel great. Nice. Either way, what are we doing right now? We're talking about stuff. Back to the point. No, but
Yeah, Astral
what I mean
Chain.
is, I watched Lockstin's video, okay? And Lockstin's video to me was like the perfect representation of the situation, right? You have people on both sides who are both going extremely like fucking way too much to either side, right? Which is just humanity in general. You have people who are like defending shit that just can't be defended, but they're still trying to bullshit their way through it. But you also have people like picking the most insignificant shit to point out. Like, the simple truth of the matter is, the game isn't fucking perfect. And it isn't Game Freak's fullest extent of effort. Like, they compared to, and this is something that I was already aware of, because, like, it's pretty clear with them. They are, like, the only AAA company that in existence, essentially. Like, and they are a AAA company. Don't give me none of that shit. Like, they're a small studio. Fuck that shit. They have literally billions to work with. And if you try to bullshit anything there, no, they have billions to work with. That money goes to the studio as well. Game Freak owns like 33% of the Pokemon franchise. They make money, okay? From every aspect, they make money, okay? The game's just like one avenue of that. The thing is, right, they spend 20 million budget. Now, you might be like, that's a lot of money. 20 million's a lot of money. It isn't in game developing terms. Like, 20 million is like a piss in a bucket compared to the amount of money spent by like other companies. Like, I don't know what the fuck GTA's budget was. Like 500 million, like 600 million, some shit like that. Like,
how do we know they spent 20 million?
because it's literally like it like there actually is like a, you know, like documentation on that shit. Like this, it's actually written down what they spent. I think that's for a specific like game. Which one was that? I think it was.
Well, yeah, not Sword and Shield, because we don't know.
One of the 3DS games. I'm not talking about Sword and Shield development costs. I'm talking about like Sun and Moon, etc. Right?
Yeah, just in general, like what their mindset
like
is.
The cost there, right? And the average cost is 20 million when you compare across all the games, right? That's the average cost, okay? Let me tell you, 20 million is nothing in game development terms. Like, that is literally nothing, okay? Because your average AAA studio spends over 100 million, like, a game. And, like, usually way more than that. I'm giving, like, a low estimate here for, like, a AAA studio. Like, they spend way more. Kevin, thank you for the subscription. Either way, the point I'm trying to get to is, like, at the end of the day, people should still be able to enjoy the game if they want to, right? Like, I think we can all agree to that. If you want to buy the game and enjoy it, go for it.
Yeah, no one's stopping you. We're just expressing our thoughts. That's the thing I don't understand.
If
That's the thing I don't get. Like, I'm not telling you don't buy the game. I'm just expressing my thoughts and people get mad. Like, don't listen to me, bro. I'm just a random person on the internet. Don't listen to me. Like, why do you care about what I say? Like,
Also,
Precisely.
it's so annoying how any bit of criticism will get you a viral hate tweet now.
Exactly.
Ah,
Yeah.
let's go,
Like,
boys.
I literally see it,
Ben's like, I already got 30, man. Where are you all at?
I see both Aero and Ben get like viral hate tweets like every few days.
Wait,
I
Viral hate?
bro, I made
I
like
have-
barely any videos. I make barely any
No,
videos. but I
I've
don't
seen you
really
get I've seen you make tweets and people will quote you and say like, oh my gosh, like when you like made that one tweet. This was a few weeks ago though, but about like the Xenoblade team having more people or something. People like.
Oh yeah, but that's so true though. It's funny. Oh man,
Yeah,
people get so
yeah.
mad. Dude, Ruffled retweeted that too, and the person got so mad. One of the guys in the replies got so mad, and it was like, oh my god.
Wait, which one?
Like,
What?
I made a tweet where it was like the amount of developers they had on Xenoblade 2 was like 40, and then like the amount of people they had working with Sword and Shield was like 60 or 70, and then like a screenshot of how Xenoblade looks and how Sword and Shield looks in the wild area, and people were getting so mad about that. It was like so
Sword and
funny.
Shield actually has like over 100 developers though. Like, I think
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It was crazy, but like people were getting so mad about it. It was like,
No,
and then
but,
like
like,
people were
it's
saying
true,
like
though.
people were saying the dumbest things though. They were like, you can't think properly. Think about it. Xenoblade doesn't come out every year. Pokemon does. Here's the thing, you idiots. Xenoblade and Pokemon Sword and Shield both had 3 years of development time. Look how one of those games turned out. Look at the other one. Oh, there it is. That's the problem.
Like, that
They
makes
both
no-
had
what
the
fuck
same amount of development time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we don't get a Xenoblade game every year. That's not the problem. It's the problem is they both had the same amount of development time, and you can tell that one game turned out much better than the other one. That's the
Oh,
problem.
do remember by the way that they actually rebuilt all of like Xenoblade 2. Actually, they made the game. They weren't
Yeah.
satisfied with.
I mean-
those in that 3 years, they made the game, and then they weren't like really. They're like, there's a lot of fuck ups with it. Let's just like redo a lot of that. So
Mhm.
they had to like hire in more people for that.
They
you know,
did,
re-
and they had a lot of outsourced help too. They had like a lot of outsourced help from other developers and companies.
that's what
But here's the thing,
people
people,
so sensitive,
but
like,
then
they-
people were saying that as an argument too, and I'm like, bro, well then Game Freak could have done the same. They asked for people to help when they made
do.
Pokemon Battle Revolution. They should have done the same thing again.
Here's the thing. They actually do outsource stuff, dude. None of the 3D models are made by Game Freak. At least not
Yeah, it's
not getting
creatures.
into Pokemon. None of the
Creatures.
Pokemon. No, it's not even in Creatures Inc. It's actually a different. It's like a subsidiary of Creatures Inc. that makes it.
Hmm.
Think about that for a minute. It isn't even Creatures Inc. It's actually a subsidiary of them that makes it. That's
Damn.
like it's so strange, right? Like it's very very fucking weird to me, right? They don't even make like the base models and the base animations. They don't do that. That's made by a different company. Game Freak just has to put that shit together, right? And of course makes the models for like the buildings and shit like that, right? But like, you know, that kind of comes with the territory, right? If you're making a game, you gotta make the buildings and shit and like the world. I had to fart. One sec. By the way, like they inherently like are not really that great at like fucking like general game development. And this isn't me trying to. Oof. Oh boy, I just farted. I got. Wait, I'm glad I got out when I did. Yeah, but like I've just. Ooh, fucking hell, this smells bad. Holy shit, dude! I just like gassed myself. What the fuck? Oh wow, dude, this shit smells like fucking like wieners, like wiener schnitzels or some shit, dude. What the fuck is this? God. Dude, this literally smells like a fucking like like a cow farm. What
We
the
on
fuck,
Game
dude?
Freak right now. Ruffle's gonna be talking for 2 hours. You're right. He's gonna go.
Bruh.
off.
No, but okay, but give me this one, okay? Like here's the thing, right? Like I'm actually excited about these games in a strange way. Like I've gotten more excited now the less I've been thinking about the bad shit. Because at the end of
I'm
I kinda
trying to, but I
realized-
just can't.
This thing, I realized one thing with Lockston's video, right? I realized an obvious thing. Game Freak will never change. Like unless Nintendo buys out Game Freak, it will never change. Because Game Freak has kind of gotten to this point now where they just know that they will make money. They know inherently in themselves that, hey,
And that is why they deserve
We just-
all of the criticism that we give it.
yeah, but that's the
That
thing,
is why
right?
they deserve it. Because we
It's
know
even-
that they're ignorant like that, but they deserve it. That's the
I got
reason.
you, man.
We're just
I got
giving
you.
a
Listen,
criticism.
They do deserve it, and they deserve it. I'm not saying they don't deserve it, but my point is, I personally have just kind of given up on like trying to like put that out there because I think most people get it at this point. Like, it's been said by everyone. I don't think I need to like put in another extra like flip another coin into the fucking pond. I don't think that's necessary. But the thing I'm trying to say is, I'm still excited about these games because I realized something with Lockson's video, which is that Game Freak will never change. You know what I mean? Like they never will change unless they get bought out. So no matter what I do, they will never change the way they do shit. They clearly won't because it's pretty obvious with the way things have gone. They used to care about their games, but they realized that they don't have to give a shit anymore. They just do not have to give a shit anymore. They just literally do not have to care about what the fuck they're doing. They just need to put out a game, just do it like a little bit of an improvement each time, to the point where just like it's somewhat recognizable that it's been improved, and then go on their merry way. That's all. That's literally it. Because they're guaranteed profit, and majority of the profits don't even come from the games. The existence for Game Freak is actually just make new Pokemon, and like create new regions and shit, so that there's more TCGs to be made, more merchandise to be made, exactly, and more anime to be made. Right? That's the only existence Game Freak has at the moment, and I feel like that existence can be done better by someone else. Because let me be frankly honest, Game Freak is somewhat awful at their job. Like, inherently, they're good at creating worlds, right? They're good at creating worlds in Pokemon, like designing them and that sort of stuff. But on the game developing side of things, they're pretty fucking inadequate. Like, they're really, really bad.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Data management, dude, their data management is a fucking travesty. And this is coming from someone who's fucked around in their files. I've looked through their files, and their files are a fucking joke, okay? They literally do not know.
What's the reason, Zach? What's the reason?
There's a reason why gold and silver had to be saved by water.
Oh.
Yeah, that as well, by the way, is a good thing to remember. But like, listen, this is literally something you have to remember. Game Freak are fucking awful at like managing their own like files and like their own like game. Like they are awful at it. And like he just said, literally, Satoru Iwata had to fucking help them. He literally had to come and step in and help them with gold and silver because
and getting Kanto in there, yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't know how to like manage the data and the files and like the shit to make it actually work. Literally, the top dog of fucking Nintendo had to come and be like, all right, you little shits, I'm about to fix this. I don't know why I did a Scottish accent. My point is, like, Iwata came in there like a buff man, right? Please give me an image of like Iwata's face, but then like a really buff body, and just him like, just I don't know, crunching his hands, and on one hand's like game and the other one's freak. I don't know. Either way, my point is, he had to literally come in and help them because they're so fucking inadequate at the shit they do. They are good at one thing, which is like designing worlds, like thinking of a world and like designing. Because look at Galar, right? I will argue that Galar looks fucking amazing. Okay, they took the UK and like.
Yeah, the layout of the region. No, I agree with you on that.
Right, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, right. Making Pokemon, they're good at making Pokemon. Let's be honest. They made some really great ones. Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 5, Gen 6, Gen 7. There's a lot of great Pokemon.
Yeah, lots of favorites.
Pokemon. Listen, please.
What Ben's opinions?
Oh, snap. Ooh, snap, my man.
Zach, I
my
just
point
saw you
is,
tweet that you changed your profile to Patrick when we were talking about Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna do that next time when we're talking about Animal Crossing.
That's true, Sylph. The point you made is very true, though, dude. But like, that's the thing, right? Pokemon has Game Freak has a lot of good aspects to it. Like, as a lot of the employees there really made Pokemon what it is. Like, we gotta thank Masuda, because he made a lot of the great tunes that we have today in Pokemon. Like, a lot of the great music that we have is because of him, right? We wouldn't have them if not for that man. We got to also thank a lot of the developers there for the amazing work they've done, because they gave us all of the great games, right? Heart Gold Soul Silver in the past and whatnot. They gave us Ruby Sapphire. They gave us Black and White 2, Black and White. They gave us fucking Platinum.
Emerald.
They gave us Emerald. They gave us a lot of great games, right? But the problem with them is they are fucking inadequate at handling data management and that sort of stuff. And let me be frankly honest, right? If you just handle your data correctly, you wouldn't have a lot of these issues that they run into. They could easily literally make their own development cycle even easier if they just understood what they were doing there. But they really aren't that good. And this is again coming from everybody who's been messing around their files and seeing how they kind of organize their shit, because it is inadequate. Okay,
dude, hackers point this out all the time after a new game comes out. They're always dumping everything,
man.
And they're like, "What is wrong with Game Freak?" I see it all the time on Twitter.
It's a shit show. It's a fucking shit show. Trying to get through the dude. I remember having to go through a million fucking dummy files that are so not necessarily there. There's also, by the way, funny thing. This is something I'm not sure if Luxton. I can't remember if Luxton mentioned this, right? But I think he did. In Sun and Moon, for Lily to appear in places, they had to literally put her
model each time.
They have to put different model, right? They have to take a different model and put in every single instance of the world, right, where she could possibly appear. That's why there's this bug. If you actually randomize the game, there's this actually weird bug where she appears in the background of every battle. She's in the back of every battle.
That
and it
actually
looks really
sounds
sketchy.
creepy. I feel
It's really creepy, dude. It's really.
Oh, I think I saw that. Yeah.
Playing the game at 3 a.m. or something and saw that, I would jump.
Dude,
honestly,
I've done that because I've randomized the game and done some shit to it, and then she just appears in the fucking back. I'm like, what the fuck is she doing there? It's really strange, right? And that's because she's actually in every single instance of the game. She's actually a brand new model of her exists in every single one of those. Why? Because these guys don't understand how to make that model load into separate scenes from a singular point. I don't understand. How are they so inadequate at this, right? If they just had some people that understood this stuff better, this would not be an issue. And I think we might be lucky because a lot of the younger developers that are coming in will most likely probably help to fix a lot of that, I would say.
The thing is, they could have just asked for help, and that's the thing that they don't do. They don't do it. That's the problem.
I'm really hoping that the new people that come in will be able to fix those things, because man, Game Freak's been struggling, dude.
This is why I recommend you watch the Arlo video, because he really goes into talking about this. I saw it came out when it came out yesterday. He talks about how he was comparing it to Assassin's Creed, because Assassin's Creed games actually surprisingly sell just around as well as Pokemon. And he was talking about how you can tell how they've improved over time with all their releases, and even
they took a year break.
But now even Assassin's Creed is kind of becoming like that, where they have their yearly games. They're not having games that come out with a gap anymore. They kind of always have like an Assassin's Creed game every year. But the thing that he was talking about in the video was you can tell that once they make all that money from their game selling really well, they take all that money and put it right back into developing another Assassin's Creed game and making it better. And that's why you can see all the improvement. Whereas Game Freak, they don't care. They just take their money and they'll just like modify their game slightly, make it a little better, and then they'll sell it again. That's why this game literally looks a lot like it's using just assets and stuff from Sun and Moon, which it is. I mean, we can tell.
Yep.
And that's the thing. The reasoning is, of course, major profits. If they don't have to spend more money, why would they? It's common sense, but it's like it's just sad because you're seeing because it's a AAA title, and this is like literally one of the most popular franchises. It is the most popular media franchise in the world. So it just sucks because all these other ones are evolving and creating much better things, and then Pokemon is just sticking to this because they know they can. That's the sad thing. That's the only sad thing.
And the thing is, we'll never see Game Freak lose the access to the Pokemon franchise. Because remember, currently I just made sure to like look it up in case it's changed. But Satoshi Tajiri or whatever, the guy who actually made Pokemon, the man who carries like literally the main character of Pokemon anime, Ash, or as in Japanese is known, Satoshi, literally carries the man's name. When it created Pokemon as we know it today.
By the way, you are so incorrect.
What?
If you watch that anime in Japanese, well,
What?
My God.
Why does everything? You're so fucking weird.
I love how he stayed quiet. Yo, can you go back to staying quiet?
Why did you just comment on that? There was like literally no purpose in that. What does that bring? No. What does that bring to the conversation? Like
Your
there
anger.
there was no. No. I'm not even angry. I'm just curious. What does that bring to the conversation? It doesn't add anything. Listen, either way, the point.
Entertainment.
Whatever.
Entertainment.
The point God fucking damn it. The point I'm trying to get to is shut the fuck up, dude. Is that like this man is the one who's the CEO of the Pokemon company. He made Pokemon. Do you really think he would be willing? Well, he's making a lot of money. Let's be frank. He does mainly like media appearances and stuff, and nothing much else. The man makes a lot of money, and he is the guy who runs Game Freak, right? So they're making a lot of cash. Why in the world would he want, right, to lose access to the thing that he created, which is also making him a fucking millionaire, right? Like, why would he do that?
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason in the world that he would, as a higher up, be like, yeah, guys, I think Nintendo wants to buy us out, and I'm just gonna take that cash out and just be like, bye bye Pokemon, the thing I created, woohoo. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't do that. Like, sure, yeah, some you might think they would, but like, being that he's Japanese, I think he has a lot more like that, like pride, like in his work.
It's like Sakurai not wanting to give up Smash Bros.
Exactly, precisely. So I'm pretty sure he won't ever do that, which means we're stuck with Game Freak, unfortunately. And unless they decide that, like, here's the thing, right? If the games don't sell well enough, maybe they would change. But also at the same time, would they really? Because they're still making like fucking billions off of merchandise.
See, the
like,
thing that I wanted to talk about, I'm not going to talk about it too much because I actually I have a whole video on this coming out eventually. But the thing that I wanted to talk about was the thing that Game Freak doesn't understand is that they can reach out to help. Like, they can ask anyone to help. And I assume, because here's the thing that most people don't understand. Does Game Freak not realize that you have literally the most powerful media franchise in the world? Do they have any idea how willing literally any developer would be if you approached them and was like, could you please help us with our next generation Pokemon game? I guarantee you any developer would be like, oh yeah, hands on, we'll go in right now and we'll help you right now. They would love to do it. No one would say no. I would bet money that no one would actually say no. They could go to Retro Studios, Monolith Soft, anyone, and they would be like, okay, we're ready to help you. There's no way they would turn down a Pokemon game, especially a brand new generation, considering how popular it is and how loved it is. And the thing is, Game Freak just won't do that because they can just put their games like they are right now and still sell millions. So why do they need to? That's the only problem.
Yeah, and like look at like you said, like Assassin's Creed. Now I actually already knew about this because I actually used to play a lot of the Assassin's Creed games, and then like fucking Unity came out, like, and that game was fucking disastrous.
What?
Origins was really good though. Origins was really good.
Don't like, I swear to God. I swear to God, if you had tried to come here and tell me like the Assassin's Creed Unity was good, it was literally a disaster. Like, the game was the buggiest fucking mess of all time. Like, it was literally, it was unplayable. It was actually unplayable.
They were talking a lot about, Arlo talked a lot about Origins in his video.
Origins is the newer one, right?
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
when
The
they
Egypt
took a break.
one.
They took a year break, right? Made Origins, in Origins where people are like, this is great. This is actually great. You've changed the game. There is not that kind of like weird kind of like scuffed feeling to everything anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
it's the
feels like
Egypt-based
actually a new
game.
Yeah, exactly. It feels
And the-
new, right? But then people got worried because as soon as they made that one, next year they made Odyssey, which was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and that all mean to hell. But they
That
made
was last year,
game,
right?
I think.
Was that last year?
What was it?
Was that last year?
Actually, was it
Yeah.
last year? Or did it, I think it was
I'm gonna
last
look
year.
it up. Yeah.
I can't remember, but like that game came out, right? And then they were like, "Hey, hey, here's another game," and people were like, "Ah, shit."
Yeah,
are you
it was
back to
last
making-
year, October.
Yeah, and people were like, "Ah, shit, are you back to making yearly games?" And like people were like worried because like the reason that those two games ended up like I think Odyssey generally speaking was pretty decent. The only issue with that game is its microtransactions, which actually make it so that like they spike up the amount of shit you have to do to force you into wanting to pay. You know what I mean? To basically just make progress, right? They just like they put it like basically they make you grind so much that you're just like this isn't even fun anymore, right? Like I had fun in like people basically give you the impression of like the first start of the game is like great, like you have so much fun, but then they put an arbitrary block in front of you and kind of give you like a nudge, like hey, buy an XP boost or buy a booster or hey, you wanna go a little bit quicker. Buy a mystery box and get yourself some good gear. Shit like that.
Dude, just like Alex said in my chat, it's still more fun than Sonic Forces.
I mean, that game is trash, so yeah, you're right.
Big oof. But like the game in itself, like the same thing is with Origin as well. They had the same kind of thing where there's like these like the game is fun and it's good. Like it's an actually good game. The problem is the microtransactions are just so fucking bad, like just really bad. But beyond that, it's a good game, right? And holy shit!
What happened?
In the bro? What the fuck? Cole Barber just dropped $50.
Oh damn! Hype in Ruffles chat. Hype in Ruffles chat.
Shit, dude. Bro, what the fuck? Glad to see you in a better spirits lately, my friend. Keep it up. Much love, dude. Thank you so much, Cole. Dude, fucking hell, dude.
Damn.
Bro, my fucking ear hurts because like I've had this like fucking plastic piece of shit on my fucking head for the last like half an hour. Dude,
I forget what I was gonna say. I forget what I was gonna say now.
Yo, Cole,
Fire
thank you
was
so
trash.
fucking much, dude.
No.
Bro,
That's what you have to say if you want to get kicked next
Thank you
time.
so much, man.
No, I was gonna say, I love how at one point Aero was like super like, not really defensive of the games, but he wasn't really.
Fire Emblem?
focused on Shield. No,
Oh,
no,
Sword
not
and Shield.
focused
Oh
on
no.
You-
Yeah, you're right.
you were
No,
like,
you're right. I
and then
was.
One day you just snapped.
No, I didn't snap. It was just a downfall that I noticed because like you can check my tweets too, bro. Like literally after the direct that happened, I was so hype about Sword and Shield. Like literally all my tweets were like positive. I was like, "Dang, this game looks great." And then all of a sudden, like I think it was really after like just E3, like with the whole national dex thing, like that definitely made an impact. But then after that, just when people started pointing out more and more and more things, I'm just like, yeah, this game actually it does have a lot of issues. Like of course the national dex was one thing, but then it just became a small like snowball that just like kept rolling and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I was like, damn, there actually is a lot of shit wrong with this game. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Because the thing right now is, in terms of good things for Sword and Shield, I can name like 3, actually no 4. I would say probably the characters, the new Pokemon, the music, and probably just like the overall look of the region.
Oh, the
And if you
music, damn, I
and then
love
if you want a list of negatives, that list would be like tripled. That's the thing. You know?
I think they've cheaped out on the music. It sounds.
I mean, we haven't heard everything, so I can't really say.
no, we haven't. But like,
You know, cause like it could have some bad themes. Like, of course, that gym leader theme doesn't sound like it would be my type, but like, you know, maybe the trainer like battle theme could be better.
no, but it sounds like they're using cheap samples. Like,
I mean,
from
the game's still in beta. Like we've seen before, they've changed music completely when it's
Yeah,
from
yeah.
release, from beta to release. So
Oh, actually, speaking of trash music, have you heard the Dragon Quest music that they put in Smash?
no, but that's a good transition to our next topic, which is Hero in Smash Bros. So Hero,
trash, he's awful.
new character came out.
Anime character.
Literally one of the most controversial releases of a character I have ever seen. This is like people were faster on banning Hero from competitive play than Smash for Bayonetta, which I found just insane. But it's like Also, like, what are your overall thoughts on it? Like, just the character. You just think he's trash in general?
Hose man.
I don't know shit because I haven't played Smash.
Oh, you haven't played. Well, here's the thing. Let me try to explain. Let me try to explain to you. Let me try to explain to you why people are upset about this character. So basically, he's got you know when you do smash attacks with the yellow stick on your gamepad or your GameCube controller, he's got this this RNG type of thing where literally like 1 in every 10 of your smash attacks has a chance to be a critical hit, which will do like double damage and knock them back even further. So you've got that type of just randomness that could like kill people at 40% basically. So you've got that happening. Then at the same time, he's got a down B special, which when you press down B, he gets a menu of 4 moves, and all 4 of those moves are also randomized, and he's got like 30 or so to choose from, or like something like that, 15, 30, I don't know, I forget the actual number. And all of them do really stupid things. Like one of them like throws a projectile that makes your opponent go to sleep. The other one makes your stats get really buffed up, so you do like double damage. The other one gives you like insane speed boost. There's one that reflects all projectiles back to you. So the thing about this that people don't like is that he's a very random based character where like if you press down B and you get exactly what you need at that time to defend against your opponent, you'll get very lucky and you'll win. There's literally a move that he can instantly KO you at 0 if you're lucky. 0%. That's the thing. And people were like, okay, he's banned. We can't have him in competitive play. Like, no skill character. Like, the thing with this, though, is I feel like we need to see him first. Because I think people are just jumping to conclusions here. That's the problem with this. Like, we actually need to see him in a tournament. If we see multiple people winning with Hero, and we see people that are, like, not even pros coming and just beating them in tournaments, then maybe we could say, like, okay, maybe he's got a couple of issues. But I think what's going to happen is people are going to find flaws, because he's definitely going to have a lot of actual flaws that people will discover, and there's going to be matchups where Hero's just going to be trash against something else. And I think people just don't know that yet because he's such a recent character.
Yeah,
that's really my...
Just waiting until we actually see him in a tournament.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. But like in general, like I'm not really pissed off about the randomness. I just don't like it because I feel like it's not really like a Hero player isn't really more about skill. It's more about just if you get lucky. That's kind of the thing. Yeah. But like in terms of a character, he's a good character. I like how he did that though, because he wanted to make him stick to his game of being like an RPG type of game and having that randomness element. So I'll give him props for that. But it's like I understand why people are frustrated.
Yeah,
it's like
I really like the character. I think he's like really fun, and there's a lot of things you can do with him, which I like. And I think that the stage is beautiful. Like I actually like.
Oh yeah, the stage is really nice. I like the stage. Yeah, it's really pretty.
What pisses me off the most about Hero is that if you dare criticize him being in the game, or dare say that you don't like it when they add really Japanese characters like that into the games, that people just spam the hose mad meme over and over again.
I hate that meme.
Oh really? I made a joke tweet about him yesterday. I said like they announced the Dragon Quest demo for the Switch, and I put a tweet saying, "Bro, I can't believe that Hero from Smash is getting his own game." I just did that to meme. Yeah, I didn't really get a lot of hate for it. But is pretty funny.
I genuinely hope we get a character absolutely nobody wants, and the shittiest character ever. I hope they add to the
Dude, honestly, at this point, I don't care who we get. That's why I'm not really pissed off. Like, all I wanted, really, in terms of a realistic character, was King K. Rool, so I already got him. So I'm not really all that upset. Honestly, I would love it, just for people to get pissed off, if they put someone from Fire Emblem Three Houses. Please, just for the anger. I would love to see the people's reactions to that, bro. I wouldn't even care.
No, I would. They might as well.
Like, just put like Edelgard or someone, please. Oh man. But yeah, in terms of the randomness, I understand why people are upset about it. It's kind of like who's a really good competitive Pokemon battler? Wolfie Glick. It's like if I was facing against Wolfie Glick and like I won against him, but my Pokemon like got a critical hit or he was paralyzed on the turn that he needed to attack to win. It's like you can't really say that I'm better than him. I just got lucky. It's basically like that. If you beat a Hero player because they got a crit.
That's a shitty comparison though, because all of Pokemon though in itself.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. But it's like
RNG.
no, it is. But I mean, that's what I mean in terms of like if you win against someone in a Pokemon battle, you know, you can actually say like a lot of the RNG helps you in a Pokemon battle. That's why in this too, it's like it's not really like a competitive fight anymore when you're facing against a character that's solely based on RNG. That's like the only bit of disappointment that I can understand from people. But the people that are saying
most likely if it's that broken, they most likely will nerf it.
He's not broken though. He's not broken though. That's the thing. It's just a dumb mechanic that people don't like. I don't think he's broken because the chances of him critting are like 10%. The chances of him getting moves that he needs exactly are what, like 1 in 30 because he's got like 30 different options, or I guess 4 in 30 because 4 of them come up. So the chances of it exactly working out in your favor are low. But people just don't like how he's got so much randomness tied to him. That's about it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, overall, he's a fun character. He's a fun character. I liked using him. I tried him out online. He looks pretty cool. Some of his combos are pretty nice. Up throw, forward air works. He's pretty good. Pretty good character. I think he's definitely, like A tier, B tier in my opinion.
I think he's really fun.
Yeah, he's a fun character. Honestly, I was surprised because I wasn't really all that excited for Dragon Quest characters. Like, I was just like, it's a cool character. When it got announced at E3, I was like, okay, he's cool. I mean, Japanese audience happy. I was more like excited for Banjo at the end. But once he came out and actually played him, he's pretty fun. He's a cool character.
Yeah. I don't like his bandwagon fanbase stuff.
Oh yeah, the bandwagon fan base that always attack
they
you.
post the host mad. They've never even played Dragon Quest, but they're pretending like it's the most exciting thing ever. It's so annoying.
Yeah, those people. I mean, those are the same people that come after you when you roast Fire Emblem.
Come after you what?
They come after you when you roast Fire Emblem on your Twitter.
Yeah, they're so oh my god.
I mean, I see
If
people
they were
like.
funny. At least it would be fun, but they're just. I don't know. They think host mad is peak comedy. It's just not. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, let me look back through here. What else do we have? Hero and Luigi's Mansion 3 got an official release date, and it's actually coming out on Halloween, which is pretty surprising. I mean, we were talking about it. I mean, I think we were all expecting October for fall holiday Halloween stuff, but actually releasing it on Halloween is pretty surprising because it's a Thursday. It's not like a Friday like most Nintendo releases. So it's kind of interesting. But what do you guys think about that? October 31st.
Oh my gosh! Like Halloween's gonna be so magical now.
Like honestly, it's gonna be like it's crazy because like a lot of people might just like not even like do stuff and just play Luigi's Mansion 3 instead.
I know that's gonna be.
It's crazy.
I can't wait. Like Luigi's Mansion 3 will be the best game to do.
Nintendo, like, I think someone told me in my Discord server, Nintendo prevented diabetes because now kids aren't going to go trick-or-treating. They're just going to play Luigi's Mansion. But, yeah, it's a good release date. Honestly, I'm looking forward to this game. It's probably, like, my second most hyped game, I think, right after Astral Chain, to be honest, because it looks cool, and then also... Yeah, and then also with the stuff that they talked about with the multiplayer, you can do online multiplayer with 8 people, which looks really fun, so... Definitely seems like a fun game to stream.
But don't have any hopes though, because it's a fucking Nintendo game.
Yeah, I'm sure the lag and all that.
Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon was pretty good online though, I have to say.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean,
I think that this game will be so good. Like, I honestly expect like 3D Mario level kind of quality. Like, I think it'll be really high quality and good.
I mean, the fact that they were not willing to give a release date that was confirmed because they were making sure that the game was in the best condition should give you a good idea, in my opinion.
The graphics look so good now too. Like if you actually look at the E3 footage, oh my gosh. Like,
yeah, from what they showed in the initial trailer, like in September last year, compared to what we see now, it definitely does have improved a good amount. So
the art is gorgeous. Like there's like this one place with like a bunch of like flowers and plants, and oh my gosh, it's so pretty.
Yeah.
And then there's like this city and yes, oh my gosh.
But I think we can move into viewer questions now. It's basically all we got left. Like I said, we really didn't have a lot to talk about. It was new Switch models, Fire Emblem, small trailers for other games. That's about it. There's really not that much that happened. There was a new Sword and Shield trailer that came out this month, didn't it? But like even that, it didn't have anything.
Not yet.
Oh wait, not August. I meant July because this is the July episode.
Yeah, there was one on the 8th of July, but that was like ages ago now.
Yeah, it wasn't really all that new anyway. They just talked about like the chairman and showed a few new Pokemon.
I'm not gonna lie. Like Alcremie and whatnot was shown off, and
yeah,
like,
I mean,
Geraldon was shown off as well.
Sword and Shield trailers have been so interesting. Like if we're being honest here, they're so.
Oh, I'm being totally honest. Like, dude, when I read Gigantamaxing, bro, in the rumors like that came out after the direct, I was like, this sounds so hype. It's gonna be crazy. And then when the trailer came out, I'm like, bro, I don't feel anything from this. I'm not even hype at all. Like.
Yeah, me neither. That's very strange. I expect that to be way more hyped up.
Like, I was expecting me to get all hyped and excited, and it just wasn't. I was just damn.
Why, though? Because it's just like the concept of Dynamaxing to begin with, like not Gigantamaxing. Dynamaxing, but
It's just the same
Dynamaxing
thing we've been
itself,
getting every year.
it's like, but here's the thing, right? Dynamaxing itself, right, is a pretty fucking stupid mechanic. It's like, oh, cool, we get big Pokemon, they're huge, right? Which in itself is
Like, who
pretty
cares?
stupid because it's a concept that just it's kind of weird. Okay, like sure there are
Just
larger like humongous Pokemon and shit, but like it's just inherently a bit of a dumb feature, right? But then if we look past that point, right? Gigantamaxing, I expect it to be like, like the mega evolutions of the Dynamax Pokemon, right? Like, the kind of like the what megas are for themselves, like with the changed looking designs and stuff. That would be what Gigantamax Pokemon are for like Dynamaxing, right? Um, and when we saw it, I just like expected more of a thing with it, right? But like for example, Corvi Knights like Gigantamax,
It just gets bigger
kind of-
wings.
Literally, we're supposed to
yeah,
get
it's
It just
so
gets bigger
boring.
wings.
And like smaller little things around it, like little.
And
fucking-
Dreadnought just goes in his shell and has a slightly like different
Yeah,
design.
it stands like bipedal, and I'm like, that's cool and all, but like, this could have been a normal evolution, and like, I feel like you could have
Exactly.
done more with this. It just feels a little bit lackluster. And then when I see those right so far, like Alcremie, like sure, it becomes a giant cake. That's actually pretty cool. Okay, like it's cool, right? I can admit to that, right? But at the same time, why didn't they change the clouds and shit? Like, why are the clouds still pink? Why didn't you have you had the perfect opportunity, right, to change them into a blue color? And I know this is a minuscule thing, but like, there's no real way. Like when I saw the Gigantamaxing to begin, like in the beginning, I was kind of like, wait a minute, is this actually Gigantamaxing or is this still Dynamaxing? I'm a bit confused.
I was
It was
too.
still like the red colors and shit, and I'm like, I'm a little bit lost here. So like, one, why didn't you just change the colors there so they're actually, instead of like being the purplish pinkish shit, like actually being like I don't
Blue or
know,
green, yeah.
blue-
Some like
blue
some
or-
different color to tell, yeah.
Exactly, so you can tell what is what. And also like, just it always feels unclear in sometimes. Like when you
I
look
think-
at the Pokemon, it seems unclear. Like it's strange, right? Because if you look at like if I showed you a Mega Charizard X, right, you'd know it's if you look at it, you're like, if you look at a normal Charizard and a Charizard X, right, you look at
You
it
can
too,
tell.
you're like,
Yeah.
that's like that one is that thing, right? But then if you look at like a Dynamax and then a Gigantamax of Pokemon of the same type, like same Pokemon, right? Where one is when it's Dynamax and the other one is a picture of it's being Gigantamax. It's kind of hard to see like the major, like sure, clearly they're different, but like with all the red shit around them, like the clouds and shit, it just, I don't know why, but I don't know what it is. But for some reason, it just puts me off from the concept. It just kind of ruins it because like, why all this like fucking red pinkish shit? Like, get rid of it. Like, let me see the Pokemon that you spent your time designing a brand new model for. Let me
Yeah,
see that.
I'm
Don't
not
block
really
it
a big
behind
fan.
Like, don't block it behind this like fucking weird like pink tint shit. Like, what the? Like, get rid of that.
Yeah, that
You know,
The fact
glow.
that the champion, the fact that the champion is gonna have the millionth Charizard form. Oh my gosh. Please stop.
Yeah,
Dude, I swear, if he honestly
Sorry,
uses the
man.
Charizard, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad.
Well, he
Like
is gonna use
even
a
though it's
No, he is, yeah, because he.
really,
that's his
I feel like
Oh,
it
I
might
see,
just be. I mean, I feel like it might be just one of his like partner thing Pokemon, like he doesn't actually use in battle. You know,
Oh, no, he'll
like,
use
like
it.
I hope he
Nah,
doesn't.
it's
But
gonna
I
be,
feel like
Gen
knowing Game
4.
Freak and just like Kanto favoritism.
Bro, come on. Like, Charizard's like their biggest moneymaker, man. Of course they're gonna like suck that like. they'll,
Yeah,
like,
bro.
beat that Charizard
Nothing
like
changed,
until.
nothing
You know, they're beating a dead horse, but in reality, it's still like not really that technically dead because it's still making a shit ton of money. My point is, they really did fucking calm down with the Charizard like dick riding because seriously, Charizard already has like 2 megas. It's probably gonna get Gigantamax form as well. Let's be honest.
That's speaking of
He's-
that,
he's
dude.
featured
Honestly,
in so many teams. He's on every fucking TCG set that I can think of. I mean, not really. I'm just making a hyperbolic statement here. My point is, he's almost in everything. Okay, he's all over the fucking place. There's so much of Charizard. It's fucking stupid. He like the only thing that rivals him is like Pikachu, and it's like, bruh.
but what I was gonna say is, if you remember the leak that came out, it was talking about how Gigantamax forms were gonna be for like older Pokemon, like Lapras and
Yeah,
Pikachu.
Lapras gonna be getting-
I feel like if they did the reveal showing those, it might have been better than just showing them with like Dreadnought and Corviknight.
Yeah, and like Alcremie and shit.
I think like if we just saw what
I don't
older
know why.
Pokemon are gonna be like, it would have been better because like newer Pokemon, like we barely
but,
even knew a
man,
lot
I
about
don't
them
know.
anyway.
In itself, like this whole like whatchamacallit, like these what are they called again? These what's the word we use for
What
these
word?
like features? Like what are they called? What do we usually call them? Gimmicks. These gimmicks. Right?
Gimmicks. Yeah.
Yeah, these gimmicks that we get are really just gimmicks, right? We shouldn't even need to be calling them gimmicks. They should be features, but we refer to them as gimmicks because that's what they are. It's just a thing that's arbitrarily put in there. That's always just a nuke button, right? That's all Megas, Z moves, and Dynamax Pokemon / Gigantamax Pokemon are. It's just a giant red nuke button. That's all it is. It's like
It's
press
literally
the
just a
button.
marketing ploy, like
Yeah,
so you
and
can
it's-
say here's
And
the
and they can use it for
This is like
merch.
the-
Like you know how much money they make selling Z rings and Mega ring like toys for kids to put on and
Oh,
stuff. Like
definitely, dude.
that. Yeah,
But like
it's-
that's the thing, right? And they could probably make some big deal about it in the fucking anime and shit. And
Exactly.
make a movie about it and shit like that. Like my point is this though, right? Like these gimmicks are getting a little, like this is where like it's reached a point where I just like I'm kind of fucking like not up for it anymore because it's just like it won't reappear in the next fucking game. They literally said
Exactly.
it themselves. It's exclusive to Galar, right? So it's like if you get excited for it, right, and start speculating like for the future, like because that was what was fun about Megas, right? Was that we actually did see another game pop up with new Megas, which was Oras, right? So there was a reason to be like, oh shit, Generation 7, that's maybe gonna have this Mega or that Mega, right? It made it a bit more fun because you actually got to get a brand new design. Sure, it was still a nuke button, okay, but in itself, it was still a bit more unique, right?
I still go with the idea that megas were the best thing and they should have just only stuck to those.
Yeah, I agree. But here's the thing, right? They did that, right? Then all we got with the Z moves was them trying to be like, everyone's special. Everyone needs to be special, right? It's like
Everyone can use a move. Yeah, everyone
like,
can use it.
everyone needs to be Z move. Jesse, by the way, thanks for the sub. Anyway, it's like everyone needs to be Z move. Oh, you want a Z move? You can have a Z move. You want a Z move? You can have a Z move. It's like everybody's special, nobody's special. It's a simple fucking fact of life, right? If everybody has a thing, nobody wants that thing anymore. Like that's just simply how things work. Like if too much of one thing exists, like it's the saying of like too much of a good thing is never really good, right? Like it's
But even
like,
even the fake leaks that we had with like Armored Evolution sounds better than what Dynamax
Yeah.
turned out to be.
But then we get like Z moves were pretty shit, but like they were a thing. And then we got like Dynamaxing now. And then when I heard about Gigantamaxing, due to the fact that Megas were missing and Z moves were missing, I was thinking to myself like, okay, well we don't have Megas, right? But what made Megas so cool was the actual like brand new Pokemon, right? Because a Mega Pokemon like actually changed its design. It was interesting. So when I
And
heard
it helped
Gigantamaxing-
out Pokemon that weren't used, like Beedrill and Pidgeot and stuff like that. That's what I
Yep.
love the most.
Yep.
Personally, I
And,
love
like,
that.
I was thinking, like, this is pretty fucking interesting, right? So, like, okay, they're doing Dynamax Pokemon. Well, it's kind of a boring gimmick because after a while, it'll just get boring. Like, yeah, cool, it's big Pokemon, boo-hoo. Right? I'm already tired of it. I haven't even used it yet. It's like, maybe I'll be, like, a little bit hyped up when I do the first time when I play the game. I'll be like, oh my god! But then, like, after a while, I'll be like, that's just how I'm going to feel about it. And, like, what I was hoping was a Gigantamax Pokemon would be kind of like the fill-in, right? The kind of thing to, like, make Dynamaxing more worthwhile. But then when you see it and you hear about it and what it's going to be like, it's just kind of like, I don't know why, but I have this kind of like meh feeling. And I don't want to have that feeling because I was really hoping for it to be like the saving grace of the gimmick of this game. I was really hoping for it, but they really didn't, like, I don't know. Maybe it will get better once we see some of the other Pokemon. Like, 'cause so far, Corviknight's Gigantamax is just bad. Okay, Corviknight's cool, but its Gigantamax form is bad. Creamy's got the best one. Dreadnought's got a good one, but I feel like that one shouldn't even been a Gigantamax form. That should have just been the evolution for like Dreadnought. Like that's just what I feel like. I feel like that should have just been its evolution and not like a form, like a Gigantamax form. So I don't know, but like the fact now that we know this is never gonna appear in another Pokemon game just makes it so arbitrarily kind of like pointless.
I just don't understand why they did so many things right with Let's Go and then just take them away again. Like, Megas returned in Let's Go, following Pokemon returned in Let's Go, and then they just took them away with Sword and Shield. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I literally said it, and people literally thought I was crazy for saying that they wouldn't be following Pokemon. I was like, guys, they won't do that. And the excuse they'll use, most likely, is that that's a feature that is for that game, right? Which is like, following Pokemon should just be a staple of the franchise, right? The same way catching Pokemon is a staple of the franchise, right? If they remove the ability of catching Pokemon in the mainline game, I think most people would lose their shit at that point, right? But like, I feel like following Pokemon should just always be there. Like this isn't like, like following Pokemon isn't something like the Battle Frontier, like a facility or like a gameplay feature that's on the side, right?
Frontier.
That as well, right?
Honestly,
Like,
yeah.
Like look at this, right? Like, if we could, like, because people always say, like, oh, but if it's a new game, they should, they should always try new stuff. Yeah, sure, but following Pokemon is just something that should inherently be there. That shouldn't be something that's fucking exclusive to, like, once every, like, 15 years in a fucking game. That's not what it's meant to fucking be like. That should just be there. Your Pokemon following you should just fucking be there. It shouldn't be even a discussion.
The
But people are
problem,
still defending it. I don't
the
get it.
thing that I don't get is like whenever every single Pokemon, or not even Pokemon, but just like other video games, whenever they do things like this, they always just build on top of that and add more. Whereas Pokemon just takes it away and tries to do something slightly less. Like, like can you imagine if they just added more? Like one game added a Battle Frontier, then on all games had a Battle Frontier, then one game added following Pokemon, then all games had a following Pokemon after. One game added a game corner. Have that from every single game on. Like, can you imagine what we would be at right now with Sword and Shield if that was the case? Like how many features we'd have? Can you imagine how sick would be? Like exactly, all of that, everything. Yes.
The fucking like.
You know what I mean?
God,
Like
there's so much
that's
shit.
like literally what like every other like game company does. They add more and more to what they do. They build upon what they have already created. Whereas Game Freak, I just don't understand what their logic and mentality is. But we can move on to viewer questions. I mean, we've been going on Game Freak for a long time. I'll try
I need
to.
to peace out though, because
Over.
I think my stomach is playing some games with me right now.
All right, all good. I mean, we're probably gonna be here for like 15 or so more minutes anyway. I'm probably gonna
I was gonna
wrap
watch
up the
Arlo
stream.
video, but I'll do that in a different stream or something. I'll do it off stream. But boy, I need to peace out, man. Guys, sorry for ending the stream here. I'm still gonna mute. You guys have a good one. Nintendo Night. Peace. I don't know.
Yeah, we're
Boogala
still gonna be
boogala.
streaming on my channel for like a little bit, for like 10 more minutes or
Boogala
so.
boogala.
probably.
I'm on YouTube. Ding dong do. I like poo. Either way, have a good one. Everyone.
All right,
Bye-bye.
yep, see you, man.
Bye.
See ya. All right, what were you saying though, Zach? In terms
About
of we were talking about Pokemon. I thought you were trying to say something.
Well, yeah, I was just saying the Game Freak is over.
Game Freak is what?
The Game Freak is over.
Oh yeah, yeah. All
Like,
right.
every stream now we just go in on that.
I mean, they kind of brought it on themselves. You can't really blame them, right? Like, I just don't understand. Like the way that they even did the announcement was just so bad with like the no national decks. Like
I know, it
they
was, like, in
they
a
showed
Treehouse stream in an
they showed
interview.
no they showed all this gameplay, and then at the very end, right before they wrap up, he decides like, I'm just gonna tell them now. Like I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like it might have been like he could have done at least like something where he's like, I really do want to apologize, but like not every single Pokemon is gonna be inside of Sword and Shield. However, we don't want you to feel that Pokemon Sword and Shield don't have much to offer. Then showing us like an amazing new trailer with a whole bunch of cool stuff. Because then at least you would have been like, okay, I'm disappointed about this, but I'm hyped about this. But he literally just said that and then left.
I know.
He just went off stream. I was like, bro, excuse me.
Yeah. Like, what we're getting, and this is what's so annoying, it's like the same old Pokemon, but now with a little bit less features, it feels like. It's
Oh,
very
and
slim, it's
here's the thing that
unadvanced.
people don't understand too. When we bought Pokemon games on the 3DS, they were $40. Half of 40 is 20, 50%. Now we're spending 60, 40 plus 20, $60 on Sword and Shield. That's what we're paying now. So we're paying 50% more for 50% less. That's what we're doing now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's a mess. And,
Like people were mad about Let's Go not being worth 60, but now we're at this point. It's like, dang.
I know. Like, I was at least getting excited over, like, the, I already forgot the wild areas. But then I'm starting to, like, see things about, like, how basically it's just gonna be, like, one area or something. Like, it's not even gonna be...
Yeah, I was
pretty much
excited
the
about the
game.
wild area too. But then I
It's like-
realized like a lot of it, like when you look at it, actually it's really just like an open plain with not a lot of stuff in it.
Yeah, and maybe that could change to some degree, but I feel like maybe... Like, I could totally see it where this is just, like, there's, like, one or two wild areas. Like, it's not even most of the game, which kind of sucks.
Well, see, from what they've said, I think they said it's one wild area in the middle of the region, but you go through this area multiple parts throughout your journey, which has different areas that you explore. That's what
Yeah.
apparently it is. So it's like in the beginning of the game, you'll go through it in this one area, and then when you come back after like the fifth gym, there probably might be like another part that you'll get to discover. But it's all like
Yeah.
connected. But yeah, like the thing about it, it feels very open and like there's not a lot of stuff in it. And I get that, like, you know, it's called a wild area and all, but it feels kind of bland. It doesn't feel like, you know, like there's a lot in there. But you know, yeah, they could definitely change it. You know, if they change it, if they add a lot of cool things to it and stuff, we get the game in November, then I will totally say yes. You know, they changed it and it's much better now. But right now, I can't say that. But yeah, let's look through the viewer questions. I'm gonna scroll to the ones from. Okay, there's not that many. There's one about Ben. He said, "Can Ben stop being so salty about Sword and Shield, or has he gone?" Yeah, Ben just left, bro. I don't know what happened.
I know.
I wonder if I don't know. Was it because we kept talking about the Pokemon stuff, or I don't know. He just peaced out. I'll see what's up with him after. Let's see. Captain Pokemon says, for everyone but Ruffled Rowlet and Nintendo Ultra, since I already know their answers. If you were a Pokemon if you were in the Pokemon world, what would you be? What Pokemon would you give a Mega Evolution? What animal would you make a fossil Pokemon? And what types would you want in a Pokemon game if a new type was added? That's a lot of questions.
I'll have to read that. Let me read it.
Yeah, it's at the top. If you were in the Pokemon world, what would you be? Like what type of person? A trainer?
Person or Pokemon?
It says what would you be? Like if you were in the Pokemon world, what would you be? I think he means like would you be like a gym leader, a bug catcher? I think that's what he's trying to say.
Oh, okay.
Unless I don't know. Maybe I'm reading it wrong.
Yeah, okay, I get that. If you were in the Pokemon
Yeah.
world, what would you be? Okay.
Like what type of like would you be a breeder or like a trainer, gym leader, like something like that.
I get that.
I don't know. Champion probably sounds like the obvious answer, right? Like, you know, be the most powerful trainer of the region. That seems like it would be the best spot, obviously.
Yeah,
What Pokemon would you give a Mega Evolution? I don't know. What's a Pokemon that needs one? I don't know. I can't really like.
I guess.
Yeah, Flygon. Yeah, I can't think of like
Yeah.
all of them on the spot. And then what types would you want if there was a new type added? I made a video about this in terms of like what types. I said like the most common ones that people kept talking about were sound type, light type, and magic type. But I don't know. A new type.
Would be cool.
Yeah, magic, like, because there's a lot of magic, like, Pokemon that can do crazy things that could be added into that, but, you know.
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
What types might you want to be in a Pokemon game if you Okay.
Yeah. And then, let's see here. San says, will there be a Nintendo Night where you guys play fan levels in Mario Maker 2? Probably. I mean, if you guys are all down, I mean, we'll obviously do one, but we're waiting for, like, that Friends update to come out where we can all
Yeah, we're just waiting for
play them together. You know, because, like, right now, if we do them, it would just be, like, I play your level, then we'd have to switch to Zach, and he plays your level. Like, it's not... We can't do it all together. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Extremely Tired says, have any of you played Xenoblade 2 besides Aero, and what's your opinion of it? I know you got it, right, to
I
try
played
it
some
out?
of it. Yeah, I played like the first couple of chapters, I think, and it's pretty good so far.
Yeah,
I
it's
kinda
pretty
put it
good.
on my backlog, which
Mhm.
I didn't even do it for any reason. It just ended up. On
Yeah, the thing about
Yeah,
that game is, like, what I will say is, for some people I can understand, the beginning is pretty slow. And that's
Yeah,
what some
it is.
people don't like. And the thing that, because I was watching my brother play through this, because I got him into it. The thing was, he was playing it, and he was getting really upset at how, like, there were so many tutorial pop-ups that would just keep coming up, like, in the first 2 chapters.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you would do
Yeah.
something, you'd take, like, 5 footsteps, and then there would be a tutorial, and then you'd take 3 more steps,
Right,
tutorial.
yeah.
And he was just like, bro, like, when can I actually play the game? And I can understand why that could be a turnoff for so many people. So that's what I wish they could have just done better, because the first 2 chapters are, I would say, like, one of the most important parts of the game, because you have to make sure that that the player is very interested and wants to keep playing. And if those are the chapters that you fill with just pop-ups about tutorials, it doesn't leave a good impression.
I completely agree. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
something that I don't like in games. Is if they have a slow start, it's very hard for me to feel like motivation to go through it. Because
Exactly.
Usually, with those types of games, though, if you force yourself, then you'll get to a really good part, and then it's totally worth it. 'Cause
Mhm.
that's what,
Yeah.
With what were you saying?
I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I know some people were saying, like, I just can't get into it. The combat's really slow. I don't feel like I'm having a lot of fun. But for me, like, that just didn't happen with me, surprisingly. Like, I just had a ton of fun. As soon as I picked that game up, right to the end of Chapter 10, I had like literally the same amount of fun. But for other people, I can get like they just weren't all that into it from the beginning. And then I know there's also people that were like, bro, I didn't care about this game at all. Like I didn't play this game. I stopped playing after like chapter 3. It just wasn't a lot of fun. But then they were like, I continued it. I kept playing, and then they were like, at the end, they were like, it's just like one of my favorite games of all time now, because the ending and like the later parts of the game get really crazy. Like it's actually mind blowing what they do. I'm not gonna spoil, but you know what they do around like some of the later chapters. But
I'm
yeah,
gonna force myself through like the beginning.
that's the thing. Cause like even Ben always talks about like how he doesn't like the game, and I'm like, well, Ben, you didn't finish the game. He's like, I'm like halfway through chapter 4, and the thing is, the game doesn't even get good at chapter 4. It gets good at the end of like chapter 5. Once you finish 5, that's when the game actually opens up and you figure out like all the crazy things about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because that's how other games have been for me. I know that like. Even like using Pokemon as an example, like Pokemon Diamond and Pearl were so slow at the beginning, and it was terrible. And just pushing myself through it, and now it's like Sinnoh's like my second favorite region.
That's the thing with that's the thing with Alola too. Sun and Moon, like literally like the cutscenes that dragged out for so long. And in the beginning of the game, they make you you have to save the Spearow that are attacking Lily to get Cosmog. Then you get your starter. But then no, you don't get to do anything else after. You have to go to trainer school and learn about all the status elements and learn about how to catch Pokemon. Like that's the stuff like that could turn off a Pokemon fan. You're like, I already know all of this. Like why do I have to sit through this? I've been playing Pokemon for years. Why do I have to sit through playing and learning about types and status and all that? That's the type of stuff that I just wish. Yeah.
I remember when I first got it, I was like, wow, I kind of regret buying this game. And then it got
honestly.
good,
But then honestly, like once you actually like leave Melee Island and get to Akala and get to the other ones, you realize like, yeah, this game's actually a lot of fun. There's a lot of crazy like depth to the story and everything too. It's just that beginning, it turned off a lot of people.
Yep.
But you were saying it's like that in Persona also?
With Persona 5, yeah, the beginning was pretty boring for me, and I remember like initially it went on my backlog for a while, and then I just randomly came back to it, and I forced myself through it, and then I played it like 15 hours a day because it was like during summer break when I had some free time. I played it like 15 hours a day for like a week straight and beat it. It was crazy.
I
loved it.
Yeah, I still need to play Persona 5. Everyone keeps telling me, but I'm trying to see if it'll come.
Right?
Yeah, I do have a PS4.
Yeah,
I've got other games on my backlog too, though. That's the thing.
Wait for that new one coming out.
The Royal one?
Is that what it's called? Yeah. It's gonna have like a new character arc, a new season. Like it's gonna be like the Ultimate Edition. It's gonna be the same game, but like with new kind of stuff.
But see, here's the thing that I'm scared about. What if that game like takes away from things that like the original Persona 5 has?
Yeah, it could. Like there might be like because I won't spoil who, but like some characters like die. Maybe like they don't die in this.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like Ultra Sun and Moon, where you play it and you get better stuff like with Rainbow Rocket and everything, but you can agree that Ultra Sun and Moon's story wasn't as good as like Sun and Moon's, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because like there's things that like with like your relationship with like Lily and stuff throughout the game that you do in original Sun and Moon that just isn't there in Ultra Sun and Moon, and it's like it takes away from the story. I don't want that to happen because everyone says the story with Persona 5 is amazing. I don't want this new character arc to like ruin the actual story from the first game. You know what I mean? So I think what I might do is like with most people, I think I'll just play Persona 5 the original and then I'll get Royal as well. That's probably the best move. But
yeah, I think
yeah.
It's really cheap now too. The original was so cheap.
Let's see here. Creeper says, how many boys will be in Smash Pass Dos? I don't even. He said, how many boys will be in Smash Pass Dos? He's just joking around. Yeah, like how many like characters in the second fighter pass? I don't know if they'll do one, but if they did do one. Yeah, if they did do one, I don't know, 5 again, I would say. Yeah.
Please make like 10 more passes separate.
Honestly, like they could make so much more money, but he probably just won't. Let's see.
So fun.
Yeah. What is the most influential RPG from the past decade in your opinion? Well, probably for you it's Persona 5, right?
Yeah, for me, like my favorite by far is Persona 5, but if he means like influential as in it influenced other games, I would say Skyrim.
Oh yeah, Skyrim actually, yeah too. Skyrim changed the game literally.
Yeah, and it like I mean, that's one of the reasons why Breath of the Wild is the way that it is. Like, very influential.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'll
you're
just
right.
say.
Yeah, definitely. Cam Lewis says, for Aero, what convinced you to buy Xenoblade 2? Well, see, here's the funny thing. I actually made a tweet last year, because what I do is every Black Friday, me and my friends always go Black Friday shopping. So I made a tweet last year where I looked at some of the games that were on sale for the Switch, and I was like, which one of these games should I get? And it was like Xenoblade 2, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Octopath, and then Kirby Star Allies. And I put like a poll saying like which one should I get, and then Xenoblade had the highest vote, so I was like, okay, I'll try that game, I guess. And it was on sale for $30, so I was like, okay, I'll get that game, and that's pretty much it. I played it after, and then I fell in love with the game. It's actually a really fun game, so yeah, I'm glad that I got that. I mean, honestly, I think I'll probably do that again this year, where I'll tweet like some other random 4 games that I'm interested in, and we'll see if my Twitter followers can go 2 for 2 and give me an amazing game again. But we also said another one. Do you think that we will get any news about Breath of the Wild 2 in the September Direct?
No.
Yeah, I don't think we will hear about that game for a while.
I would love to, but
Yeah. I mean, I'm really excited. Like, you can tell, I changed my whole profile pic to Zelda.
oh
Like,
yeah, like Breath of
exact-
the Wild is like game of the generation. Now.
Yeah, like, I'm very excited, but I don't think we're going to see anything for a long time.
Yeah,
Will we
I think
get-
it's gonna go on a hiatus for a little while.
Yeah, maybe
Until
next
next year.
E3. Yeah, next E3. That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. Will we get any news on Monolith Soft's new IP? That could be
Yeah, I think
possible.
that'll come anytime.
That could be
Anytime
possible.
that'll come.
Yeah, because the thing about that is they're working on 3 games. They're working on Breath of the Wild 2. They're working on an all-new RPG, or not an RPG, but like an all-new IP. And then they're also working on Xenoblade, the next game. Like, I don't know if it's going to be X2 or if it's going to be Xenoblade 3, but we know they're working on that too. So they've got 3 projects that they're working on. So I think
Bet they're
we
even
could
working
probably
on
see
New
something.
Horizons on the side now.
Honestly, maybe they could. Like, I'm sure they already aided with
helped with
Animal
movies,
Crossing.
so, yeah.
Yeah, they aided with Animal
Yeah, I
Crossing
bet.
before,
Yeah.
and they even aided with Splatoon 2. So,
With talent.
let's see. Vanillic says, "What inspired you all to start YouTube and record videos?" I mean, you can go first. I'm trying to think, because my story isn't all that interesting. Literally, it was like winter, I think it was a Christmas break in 10th grade. I was just like, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel and just see how it goes. And, it started off from there. That's basically it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
that's kind
it's
of
the-
like I've always just kind of been into that concept, like, and eventually I was just like I was watching other people, I guess, and they don't even make videos anymore, and like they made videos though where they were like basically similar to what I do, where like they had gameplay going on in the background, and then they would talk about like consider news and give their takes and have discussions, and
Exactly.
yeah, and it's really fun.
Let's see. Butter 101 says, "What is your most wanted port or remake on the Switch?"
For
Can
me,
I?
It's definitely where. Oh, you want to go first?
I was gonna say, can I cheat and say like Metroid Trilogy and just get all 3? Because that's probably what I would
you
say.
can cheat for sure, because there's a Metroid Prime trilogy in existence. So I can say that
There
it's
is,
a
and
game.
it's gonna be shown in the September Direct.
Heck yes.
Honestly,
oh my
I need
gosh.
that game to come out. Honestly, it should come out this year. Like, they really need to, because at this point, like they delayed Animal Crossing. Sword and Shield just turned out to be not what people were like looking forward to, and it's just like they need
I
another
Exactly.
big game. At least
There's no,
at
like,
least just give us like
trilogy.
Metroid Prime. Yeah, just do a trilogy for that. It's not even that hard.
I know, yeah, y'all really under-delivered this year, Nintendo. Yeah, I would say Super Mario Sunshine would be my most wanted for sure. There's
Oh yeah,
nothing
yeah.
like
Port
it
for that would be
can really
amazing.
remake right now.
Yes,
Yeah,
remastered in
that's the remake
HD,
or something.
remastered in HD, and fix like the controls issues that people had.
I know, it's so, like, oh my gosh, the environments are so gorgeous and stunning and, like, full of color, like, please, it's so pretty. Like, if
Honestly.
that was in HD, it would be over for everyone, like, it's so good.
Cam Lewis says, your favorite Xenoblade 2 character that's not Mithra. All right, well, see, you didn't finish the game, but I'm gonna say one of my favorite characters is actually Jin. Now, you probably know him from the games, like from what you're playing at right now, and you're probably thinking like, how is he a fan of Jin? But you'll find out when you beat the game. You'll find out.
All right. All right.
Mudkip says, "What are you hoping in terms of the story for Breath of the Wild 2?" There's a lot of potential for what they could do. See, the thing with this that I know a lot of people were talking about is they said it's a sequel, but I was talking about what if the game actually takes place before like what happens in Breath of the Wild 1?
That'd be cool.
Like I think that would just be so sick. Like, and there's even like a lot of evidence that people were saying for that. But like, cause like you know how Red Dead Redemption came out and then Red Dead Redemption 2 is the sequel, but Red Dead Redemption 2 takes place before the first one. Like I was just thinking, what if
by that game? Oh my gosh.
it is? I'm just saying, like, what if it could be something like that? I know I hate when people just jump to that conclusion when they're like, well, they said it's a sequel, so that's impossible. I'm like, well, it's literally called Red Dead Redemption 2, but it takes place before 1. I don't see why it's impossible to have something like that happen this time.
Yeah, that's true. And they're taking inspiration from that game. That would be interesting. I would like that.
Yeah, because like they talk about that when you're playing Breath of the Wild, like for the first time, they're talking about how Calamity Ganon came and attacked everyone the first time, and then they sealed him away, and then he returned after 100 years. So it's like, what if you're in that time period when he's attacking for the first time, and it's like you actually have allies that are like the champions, like you actually get to fight with Daruk and Rivali and everyone. Like I can imagine how amazing that game would be.
That'd
Like,
be so cool. And that could be like, maybe that's why Zelda's hair was short too, because isn't it long in the first one? So like maybe it grew or something over time.
yeah, I know that's what some people were saying. I think
Yeah.
what most people were saying is that it just like symbolizes her development as a character, which would also be cool too.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, that could be it too.
and then one of the other rumors that I saw, or not rumors, but like speculation and theories, was that there's time travel in Breath of the Wild 2, and like you actually go back in time and like do things with Calamity Ganon for the first time, so that it impacts like what happens in the future and stuff. Like if they did something like that, that would also be crazy too. I mean, they've implemented time travel in Zelda games before, so
I definitely hope that this story is just a little more interesting than the first one. I feel like the weak spot of the first one was that the story wasn't terribly amazing. Like what made Breath of the Wild, I think, so amazing was the gameplay and everything.
exactly. No, I totally agree with that. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And the thing that I can say in terms of like defending that is when they were making Breath of the Wild, they had to make that whole game. They had to make the entire world, all the trees, the rocks, the clouds, the enemies, all of that. The thing with this game is that's already done. They already have the world, they already have the trees, the castles, everything is done. Now it's just you can add more to it, you can add new areas, you can expand upon it, but for the most part, all that extra time could be focused on a story, which I'm hoping they're going to do.
Yeah,
So,
that sounds great.
if you could pick 5 Pokemon with a free invite to the Galar region, who would you bring? It's funny how we even have to do questions like this. Like, come on, bro.
I know. We have to choose the Pokemon that can be saved by Thanos'.
Honestly. What are some of my favorite Pokemon that I feel like most people wouldn't like?
For me, it would be.
I can give you one. I can't really think of 5.
I can think of like, okay.
Cause a lot of the fan favorites I'm pretty sure will probably be in anyway. Like I was gonna say like Garchomp and stuff. Like I feel like they would be in. If they actually aren't, I'll be disappointed. But like they're fan favorite Pokemon. Like I think they should be in.
I'm gonna need Swampert, Roserade, Blissey, Sableye, and I can't think of one, but I love those.
Yeah, those are actually all.
How about Ampharos?
Yeah, Ampharos too. Yeah, those are all good ones actually. Yeah, I'm trying to think some of the other ones that I liked, because like a lot of the other ones that I like have already been confirmed. I guess one that I like from Gen 5 is actually Haxorus. That was a cool Pokemon.
Oh, nice, very nice Pokemon.
And then from X and Y, probably Aegislash. That was a cool one. It's literally a sword and shield. It should be in the game, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
And
also,
then,
like, oh my gosh, they brought back Garbodor. What the heck? No.
yeah, I don't know.
I hate us.
And like they were saying like we picked fan favorites, and like someone pointed out, I retweeted that tweet too. Someone was like, Maractus is in the game, bro. Maractus, like that Pokemon that no one remembers from like Black and White.
I don't even. Oh, black and white. I was like, I don't even remember what gen it's from. What the heck? Maybe black and white. Maybe...
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that cactus Pokemon that, you know.
It's
Yeah,
pretty cute though. I don't think
it
it's
is
a bad
cute.
design.
Yeah, but it's like they said fan favorites. I don't know how many fans of
Yeah,
Maractus are out there.
and
I'm sure there.
Maractus is amazing.
I'm sure there are Maractus fans out there, but like, I swear if they put like a Maractus in over like a Dragonite, bro, that's when we're gonna have issues. Like,
That's gonna be hilarious. Oh my
what is your favorite thing from Galar so far that isn't a negative thing? I've talked about this. Like, I'm excited for the characters. You know, like the gym leader designs look cool. B, Sonya, those characters look cool. Leon looks interesting. So characters seem cool. New Pokemon designs are also pretty cool as well. I do like Wooloo a lot. Pokemon like that. Music seems like it'll be good as well. You know, Pokemon music has always been pretty top tier. So yeah, those are things I'm excited about, I guess.
Nice. I like the I really like the region and the look of the region. Like it's very cool looking and it's very kind of like autumny, which I like because the last couple regions have been very tropical. So it's
Yep.
nice to go back to like a region that's just kind of rainy and more kind of dreary, but in a good way. And so I really like that, and the Pokemon designs are actually really good. So
Yeah, I
far
like the
that
new
we've seen-
Pokemon designs. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like the wild areas a
Yep.
lot. I hope that that's really utilized well. And yeah.
Yeah, I hope it ties into the game like well, and it's not just the thing that's there so that they can say something, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Sand says, for Aero, who drew your channel icon, and is that really close to who you actually are? So my icon is drawn by someone named Perdemonium on Twitter. I'll type it in chat if you want to like commission him. He's like one of the best artists I've seen. He's actually made a lot of the artists for your favorite YouTubers. If you guys know Hoodlums Crafty, Munching Orange. If you remember, like he used to be a YouTuber. He doesn't upload anymore. Kobaner Money 456, OG, amazing YouTuber. So he did the channel icon for all of those people. So he's a great guy. I put his name in the chat if you all want to look him up. And is that close to who I actually am? I think so. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like it's very close to how I look in real life. Brown eyes, black hair, looks exactly like how I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about your icon? You changed to this one right now. I haven't seen this
my
one in a
icon
long
is
time.
Well, not the one I have right now, obviously, because I'm like Jude from 16 or whatever. But yeah, my channel icon I had drawn by yeah, let me type the ad, but his name is Fabian, and yeah, I'm gonna type his ad.
Nice. He's on Twitter also.
Yeah, he's really nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And yeah, and everyone that's seen my face has said that the cartoon looks just like him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crazy thing about this artist is I didn't even send like a picture of what I look like. I just described and he got it perfectly.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I sent
Yeah.
Fabian like actual pictures of him.
Really?
Yeah.
I was just like,
You see
you
my
know,
face before my audience. That's actually hilarious.
hey,
What's up? Yeah.
I'm about to go give him $500 and ask him to reveal your face. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mudkip says, would you like Splatoon 3 or a Splatoon spin-off in between? And if it was a spin-off, what would you like? A Splatoon spin-off? I haven't really thought of what a Splatoon spin-off could even be.
I feel like kind of something where you're like going around, like where it's actually a whole city that you're just exploring would be kind of fun, and you just complete missions.
Yeah, I'm gonna
that
say
makes sense.
I'm gonna put my bias towards my favorite genre because my favorite genre is RPGs. What if we got a Splatoon RPG where it's like such an in-depth story with the lore of becoming like a squid and a kid and all that? Like I would love that, but I feel like some people just wouldn't. Honestly, like if they went really deep into it and like why is Octavio the villain? Like what was his motivation, his backstory? They could do a lot, but I don't know. I don't think they will, but you know, there's a lot of potential for what they could do if that was something that was real. Question for Aero. Why did you name your channel Aero? Okay, so for this one, you guys are probably expecting like a crazy story or something. It's actually, see, well, my real name is Aman, and that starts with an A. So I was like, I wanted to make my channel also start with an A as well. So I was like, what could I name my channel that also starts with A? So I literally went on Google and looked up cool words that start with A, and I found like a list, and I just looked through them, and I was like, what sounds cool? And at the time, I was also looking up videos on like how to create a successful YouTube channel, and a lot of people recommended that you should make your name short. Like it shouldn't be a long name because it should be short so that people can remember it easy and be like, well, I just watched an Aero video. It's pretty easy. You just type his name, 4 letters, it comes up pretty fast. That's the mentality that I went in. So I was looking up cool words and I found Aero. I was like, yeah, this sounds pretty cool. I like it. I didn't even know it was a chocolate, to be honest, because people kept saying that. I was like, what? Because the thing about that, the whole chocolate thing is the chocolate, because I live in Pennsylvania, that chocolate isn't available here. Like I don't see it when I go to the store or anything. I don't know if do you have yeah, I get the Hershey. Do you have Aero chocolate in the West Coast?
I don't think I don't think I've ever seen it in person.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, because the thing is, one of my friends actually got it for me. One of my friends got me an Aero chocolate from Canada when he went to go visit. So I was like, dang, it was actually really good. It's like candy. It's like chocolate that has air put into it, which is actually really cool when you bite into it.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it tasted really nice, but the thing is, it's not here, so I never knew. And like all these UK fans were like writing in comments like, why did you name yourself after a chocolate? Why are you a chocolate bar? And I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, it was pretty funny. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah. Exactly. Vanilla says, what will the Gen 4 remakes be like? I don't know. Do you have any hopes, I guess, for it?
See, man, I think that the environments will look really good because Galar really matches. I think it reflects well on like Sinnoh's type of experience.
Yeah, using
where, like,
Galar's
snow
engine in
mountains.
Sinnoh, I could see that looking pretty cool. Especially
Yeah,
like
I
the mountains with like Mount Coronet and everything. I could see that being really cool.
Right? I wonder if they'll somehow implement like wild areas or something into it. I know with like Oraz, they made Mauville into like a Lumio City sequel kind of. So maybe they might implement like wild areas somehow inside of Sinnoh, which I think could be interesting.
You know
I
what the
really don't know
sad
what
thing
to
is? The sad thing is we're not gonna have a full Pokédex in those games either.
I know.
Oh my god. Oh
I know.
man.
That means like that probably means it's gonna have less than of a Pokédex than like what the original.
Honestly, it
Because
might.
like with the original, you could go bring back your like Fire Red and Leaf Green and Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald Pokemon.
Exactly. So all the Pokemon at that
My
time,
God.
what were we at by Gen 4's end? Like I think like 480 or so.
400. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
Like 400.
So if we don't have at least 400 in the Diamond and Pearl Remix Pokédex, that's just gonna be sad.
I know. Yeah.
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 And the-
so,
and
I
the thing
hope
that-
like the
What were you saying? No, you can go.
oh yeah, I was just, like I hope that the look like is very 3D feeling. Like there's gonna be a rotatable camera and everything like that. I hope that it's not like a copy and paste or like the originals, but like it's 3D models, but like it's very 2D looking. You know what I mean? Like that bird's eye view. Like, I hope that they expand.
I really hope that
Yeah.
you can do that, because even from what they shown with the wild area inside of Sword and Shield, like you can move the camera, but I don't think you can move it up and down from what I've seen. It looks like you can literally just move it side to side, like rotate around you.
Yeah.
Like if you can't actually look up, because like you know what I would want to do inside of Diamond and Pearl remakes, I would like to go to like Mount Coronet and then look up at it, you know, from like an angle and just see how like
Yes,
amazing it is.
exactly.
Like
That
you know how
would
sick,
be so
or at
cool.
Spear Pillar, and you see like the
Yes.
big pillars and like statues of Dialga and Palkia and everything. Like
Yes,
that would
oh
be
my
so cool to
gosh.
like look up at, but I don't think they're gonna do that. Yeah.
They're gonna mess them up, FML.
That's the thing.
There's gonna be no-
There's
there's
a
gonna be
lot
no
of things.
Spirit World or
There,
whatever.
it's oh yeah, they're not gonna do a Distortion World, and we already know the excuse. He's
the
gonna be
Distortion
like
World.
they weren't in the original, so we're not putting them now. That's the same excuse
they're
he's gonna
do
use.
that. Oh
He's
my-
gonna use the
just
same
like they did.
excuse.
No Battle Frontier, none of that.
Exactly. Watch them pull a Battle Frontier, and they'll put like a little sign saying this is where the Distortion World would be if it was in the game.
Oh
Because
my
that's what they
God,
did with
yeah.
that's what they did with the Battle
That was
Frontier.
I know that literally. I'm still salty about that to this day. Like, 'cause
Like,
that
the
was
fact
my
that they
most
even-
hyped feature of Oraz, and then so when I found out it wasn't in, it sucked. But the fact that they gave us false hope was even worse.
The fact that they spent time to create a little sign like that is just disrespectful. Like
Yeah,
they
that's
could have just left it empty, like just not had it there. But the fact that they would have
Yeah.
said the fact that they put a sign saying the Battle Frontier project has started, like why?
I know, like a project. That indicates that we're gonna get DLC or something.
That too, yeah, exactly. That would have been really cool too.
Yeah. Game Freak sucks.
Oh man. Let's see. Will you ever do a face reveal? Follow up. Will you ever do a face reveal? I'm gonna do one. It's sooner than you would think. And I know you said you were gonna do one too on your channel, right?
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm gonna tell you about Project Zip and then working on it. It's so amazing.
Oh yeah, I saw your tweet about that. You were like channel update,
so
like I've been
excited.
working on
Yeah,
everything.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you about it,
you
but I
gotta
can't
leak
talk
those
about it.
deets. Oh, I won't tell them. You gotta
Yeah,
leak those
I'm gonna
deets to
leak
me.
Yeah, it's gonna be so cool. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like you know how like before this, before this podcast, I sent you all the juicy things about this podcast that I was working on behind the scenes. It's like you got to do that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing. Yeah. Like, we got to hear about Zach's secret project.
Yep.
If you could get one new Echo Fighter in Smash, who would it be? Echo Fighter?
I'll say Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people would say. I'm trying to think of what was one that everybody was saying that I wanted. I'm trying to think of what was Octoling, I guess, in terms of Inkling.
Oh, that'd be cool, yeah.
And then like use different weapons, obviously, like instead of a roller, just a normal one, it uses like a dynamo roller so it does more damage. Things like that, change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Favorite Xenoblade meme? There's a lot of them, bro. I think probably the Don't Forget Me one is the best one. When you played Xenoblade, did you update it to the most latest one before playing?
I think I did, yeah.
Okay, because see, the thing is, if you played it on version 1.0, there's this spot where you verse like these soldiers, and they have like a really, 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 really annoying voice line where they'll just keep spamming, "Don't forget me, don't forget me, don't forget me, think you can take me," like in like the battle, and it just gets really annoying. I was laughing so hard when I saw it because it's just so funny when they kept saying it. I'm like, really, bro? Like they just kept spamming it. I was like, how does that even relate to the fight? And the thing is, there's a clip of Etika playing through it. Like, oh man, and Etika's reaction was amazing too. It's crazy. But the thing is, they got rid of that with one of the version updates because people were not liking it. Because it just sucks. Because that's why I was saying, if you played it on version 1.0, you would have still experienced it. Favorite Xenoblade song? Also, what do you think about... Oh, it's a spoiler. It's a cool thing. That's all I'm going to say for the spoiler. I don't want to spoil it for you. It's a cool part of the game. That's all I'm going to say. I wasn't expecting it because I actually played Xenoblade without looking up any spoilers, because like I said, I didn't care about the game or the franchise at all before I played Xenoblade 2, so I didn't care when it did came out. And when it was like when people were actually playing it when it came out in December of 2017, I just didn't care. I ignored all that. So I went into this game knowing absolutely nothing. So that's why when I learned about that spoiler, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, I didn't expect it. But like, it's crazy. So I think, yeah, you'll definitely enjoy it when you get to that part. Let's see. Cam Lewis's favorite Xenoblade song besides Counterattack. I don't know. There's a lot of good songs. I think Xenoblade music is amazing in my opinion. Like literally one of the best soundtracks I've seen on the Switch. There's a lot. Counterattack is good. I'd probably say the Torna battle theme is really nice too for the DLC. Let's see. Kirby says, what is your least favorite Pokemon? What about you? What's your least favorite Pokemon that you just hate? I'm trying to think, because the thing...
Okay, so I love this Pokemon, but I hate it in battle. And that's,
in battle?
Gliscor. Oh my gosh.
You hate it in battle? Like facing it or using it?
I had this friend that had a Gliscor that he trained really well, and he beat me every time with it, and so I grew to like hate I grew to hate Gliscor.
It's really annoying and competitive too, though. Like Gliscor, Gliscor,
like he went competitive with it, and I wanted to die.
It actually, like, because you can make it to like have a really defensive build so that it never dies, and then on top of that, he's got this ability where if it's poison, he heals every turn. That's one of his hidden abilities. And then there's an item in the game where if you give it to hold to your Pokemon, it instantly poisons them as soon as you send them out. So once you send that out, you send this broken combo where you send a Gliscor that instantly gets poisoned, gets health back every single turn by a really good amount, and then on top of that is super bulky and never dies. And then they set up a whole bunch of like defensive iron defenses and stuff too, so that you never kill it. It's so stupid. And then they toxic you, and then you're getting badly poisoned and dying every turn. It's awful.
I know. Well, he lives forever, like literally ever. I hate it.
Yeah,
He can
it's
die.
crazy. Yeah, but for my least favorite Pokemon, I don't know. I mean, the thing about this is I'm gonna say anything, and there's gonna be someone in the comments who's gonna be like, "Well, that's my favorite Pokemon, man." I would probably say Stunfisk. That's just one that I don't like a lot.
Pretty gross, yeah.
Yeah, like Gen 5 Pokemon, but like really one of just like the ones that I don't care about all that much.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have an evolution. It's just a random flat looking, fish Pokemon. Like I don't care all that much. Yeah.
It's
Least-
a boring design. It's unremarkable. There's
It
nothing
is,
about it
exactly.
exciting.
Yep. Your least favorite starter? See, here's the thing. Do you mean like the first stage or the final stage? Because that would be different depending on which one you mean. So in terms of first stages, probably honestly, I don't know. It would
I don't
have to
really hate
be.
any of the starters.
Yeah, I don't like. There's not one that I despise. Like, there's ones that I don't like, but like not ones that I absolutely hate.
I'll say that
I don't
my
like
least favorite-
Poplio all that much, to be honest. I don't like Poplio. I don't like
Yeah, that's
Primarina all that much either. I don't like Sobble all that much, but we don't know his final evolution, so he could turn out to be really cool. But
I'll say for me, oh my gosh, probably like I like this Pokemon, but I'm getting tired of it being overused, so I'm gonna say Charizard. I'm so
oh yeah, the good old Charizard.
I know I'm so tired
Honestly,
of
like
this game
Charizard's my
so
favorite
much.
Pokemon, but honestly, even I'm getting like upset. Like, why did they give the champion a Charizard?
Yeah, the
Like-
champion
like
should
why-
have a Galar Pokemon. It should be like tied to that
Exactly.
region that makes you
And-
remember.
and it should
you
be-
remember Cynthia for her Garchomp.
Exactly.
Like,
Why not? Why
that
not
was
give
just
this
no
guy?
bullshit.
Why not give this guy like the most powerful pseudo legendary of this region? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. Getting tired of it.
Anyway, Cobalt Champion says, one thing that I haven't seen any Pokemon YouTubers discuss since it was announced is that Mega Evolutions weren't going to be a thing in Gen 8, and that Game Freak has basically made it canon that Mega Evolution timeline and a non-Mega Evolution timeline exists. This could mean that Gen 8 is showing a region near Kalos where Mega Evolutions never happened. That's a pretty in-depth topic to discuss. I mean, it could be possible.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, the thing is, we already know that Game Freak loves to do this, where they have multiple like universes and timelines. Cause we've seen this before, like when Team Rainbow Rocket intervened in Ultra Sun and Moon. The thing that people noticed right away with the trailers was Archie and Maxie don't look like how they look in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. They looked different. So
Yeah.
it's not the same exact model, because like you would have thought, like obviously they had the model done in Omega Ruby and Alpha
Right.
Sapphire, they would have just taken them and put them in, but no, they actually had different designs. And so people believe that they come from an alternate universe, because everyone in Rainbow Rocket came from a universe where the evil team won. So that's how they would have been like if they actually won in an alternate timeline, which is pretty crazy. So
Exactly. See,
We know-
is actually, this is something that I'm kind of like annoyed with Game Freak on, because this is actually like we kind of get teases of it, but we haven't actually seen like a really full-on game that just is a whole storyline kind of going through all of this. I feel like.
yeah,
Like,
and
I feel
honestly,
like that'd be
the
so cool, because the concept was really cool, but they'd never do anything with it. It's like a quick little post-game episode, and that's it.
yeah, and the sad thing is I feel like that they're just doing this so that they can have it as an excuse for when they don't bring back
know.
features. That's honestly
I
the
know.
truth of it. That's honestly the truth of it. Because like
Exactly.
then they can
That's
say
it.
like, well, these Archie and Maxie are different, which is why they don't have a Mega Camperupt. Like,
I know.
yeah.
Yeah. Because it could be a really cool story thing, I think. But no.
Yeah, they could have
Like,
had such an
imagine-
amazing game. Yeah. Like, where they
Imagine how
tie all of
sick
that together.
it would've been. Like, imagine if, like, in Oraz or something, like, they made it where you actually had to go to the alternate like universe, and you were playing in the original Ruby and Sapphire graphics, and you had to like.
Oh
go
my
through it
god,
first
that would be
storyline.
so crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would have been mind blowing. Like they could do so much, but they could.
And you know what else they could have done? For you know how in Ultra Sun and Moon you go through like all the portals to catch Pokemon? What if it turned the game into how it looked back then?
Yes.
Like you go through Garatina's portal, but the whole game turns into like platinum graphics and you're in the distortion world to go catch it. Like
Yes.
oh my god. Yeah.
I know.
Like it wouldn't even be like a full explorable distortion world, but just that part where you catch it is in platinum
Exactly,
graphics.
could
Like that would be
isolate
so
the parts and
sick.
Just make it really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so much potential. So much potential, but yeah. Let's see. How did you guys Oh wait, I skipped a question. Cami Omni says, curious on your thoughts about the Team Rocket Go stuff that's happening in Pokemon Go. So I saw this on Twitter, but I don't play Pokemon Go all that much anymore, so I'm not really all that like
I know.
familiar with what's going on.
It's kind of cool from what I can tell.
Yeah, like do you still play Pokemon Go or not really?
I don't know, but I want to get back into it soon.
Yeah, I mean, see, I saw it on Twitter. Like, I saw like them tweeting about it, and I think the Pokemon Go account went like all black with their like profile pic and their banner and everything too. And they said Team Rocket has invaded and all that. So I know they're doing some promotional stuff and all that. They're trying to create some excitement, but like I'm not like too familiar with what's going on because I'm not that into
Yeah.
Pokemon Go. But it
They
seems
did,
cool.
Though, they did do something cool that I heard. They brought back Shadow Pokemon from X Team Coliseum.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah,
But apparently,
that was
it turns into like a normal Pokemon or something after you catch it or something like that. I
Yeah.
heard, which
Yeah.
which is why people were upset. But you know,
Oh. Yeah.
Kirby says, why do you guys hate Sobble so much?
What?
I don't really hate it.
What?
I don't hate it. It's just my least favorite starter out of the three. That's all. I don't hate it.
He's my second favorite. Groupie, I think, is my least favorite.
Grook is your least favorite.
Scorbunny
Yeah, I mean,
first, my favorite.
yeah, Scorbunny first for me, and then Grookey second, Sobble third for me. But like, if you told me like I could only pick Sobble when I played Galar, like if you forced me to play, I wouldn't be pissed off. Like, yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Nia
All the
said,
reactions, dang.
yeah, I was like this, and then a boy, and then
I
trash.
know. People were like, wow, y'all suck. I was like, what?
Let's see. San says, how did you guys meet? Was it at a convention or through Discord? Yeah, honestly, I don't remember. It's like, I think like really what happened was I just like reached out to you guys on DMs one day. I was just like curious because
Yeah.
I know you guys all followed me. Like you followed me on Twitter a while back, like early last year, and then Ruffle followed me like in January of last year. So I had access to DMing you guys, and I knew I wanted to do something cool, like create a podcast like this. And I was like, well, who could be some awesome people to include on a podcast? And I was like, well, Endgame the Cute, well, you were popping off at that time when you were making all those videos about like Pokemon Switch back then and everything.
Yeah.
So that was crazy. Ruffled was talking about all the rumors. We were all just excited to see what Pokemon Switch was going to be. And I was like, well, we can make a pretty cool podcast from that. And I just reached out to you guys in DMs. I was like, well, here's what I'm planning. Would you guys be interested in that? And then you all joined one day in a call and we started having fun. And that's pretty much how it started.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, I couldn't be happier. I couldn't imagine what it would be like if we all never met, like, honestly. Like, because I think
Right.
this, like, it made YouTube so much more fun to just have people that I can talk to when I'm streaming, just have a good time like this, you know?
I know, it really does. It makes the experience just so much better.
Exactly, yep.
Yeah.
Do you think that the Gen 8 games will be a lot better when they actually release, or have you already lost all your hopes? I'm trying to remain optimistic, is what I can say. Like, there's a lot of things that I'm
Just not
upset about.
excited.
Yeah, but, like, I can't be excited. Like, right now, if you told me, I can't. Like, there's just not hype there for me. Like, I need Game
Yeah,
Freak to come through. I need Game Freak to come through on their end and give me, like, a trailer or something. Because, like, right now,
Yeah.
at this very moment, I just don't have the hype.
Yeah, I don't have that feeling of like someone please knock me out until the game releases. Like I just don't like I'm not excited at all. Like I'm more excited for literally Luigi's Mansion. Which, like,
Honestly, for me, like, literally this month, all I can think about is when is it going to be Astral Chain, bro? Like, I want to play that game so badly. Like, I'm looking
know.
so forward to that game. Like,
I know, and with me, I'm like, how can I build a time machine to get to Animal Crossing New Horizons?
yeah, honestly.
This-
I mean, at least you've got a release date for that too. You can start the countdown and get ready for March
Yeah.
20th.
Yup.
Yeah.
Needs to get here.
Alex says, do you think that we could perhaps get an Undertale rep for DLC number 4, given as that every character in the Fighters Pass has always been highly wanted in Smash?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's possible. The thing that would also be really funny is that it would have been all, I think, well, not Banjo-Kazooie, but we would have had, if we get someone from Undertale, it would be 3 out of the 5 that are RPG characters.
Oh my gosh.
Because Joker is an RPG, Hero is an RPG, and then obviously anyone from Undertale would also be an RPG. So three RPG characters in one pass would be pretty funny. I wouldn't care though. I love RPGs, so the more the better.
Have you played Undertale?
No, actually, I played a little bit of it, but I haven't finished it. I heard it's really good though.
Yeah, it's actually one of my favorite RPGs.
Really? I mean, I love RPGs,
Yeah.
so I'll probably give it a try as well. There's so many games down my backlog, man. I just need the time. It's crazy. It's like, y'all keep telling me to play Persona 5, and then Nier Automata, and then Undertale. It's like, oh, I want to finish. And then Kingdom Hearts, too. I still have Kingdom Hearts, bro. Oh, man. So many
Now
games.
School's about to start for you.
Exactly, yeah. My fall semester starts literally in like 3 weeks, so I don't have time after that. It's just time. That's the issue. Adam said, Zach, can you convince Aero why Hoenn is better than Kanto? Oh, man.
It is the best region. I mean,
See, I mean, the thing is, like, I can admit that Hoenn has better things than Kanto in a lot of ways, but Kanto is my favorite, like I said, because it was my first. That's, like, why.
Yeah,
and I have a lot of memories with it. But I can admit, like, obviously Hoenn does a lot of things better, like having evil teams that are split, having a battle frontier, having legendary Pokemon and not just 2 starter evolutions at the on your box art and everything. Like, there's a lot of things Hoenn does better, but Kanto's just my favorite
yeah, I
because
get it. It's like you're nostalgic and like you start with
exactly,
it
yep,
means a lot. That's how Hoenn is for me because I started with Hoenn. So
exactly, makes sense for you then. Yep. So
Yeah.
was Ruby your first game or Sapphire?
it was actually crazy. The way I got into Ruby was that my aunt found like a cartridge of Pokemon Ruby on the floor of Target. 'Cause she worked at Target at the time, and she was like, she asked my mom like, does he like Pokemon? And she said yes, so she gave me the cartridge, and then
Wow, that's pretty sick.
yeah, I know.
Let's see here. So, would you be happy if we got Sora from Kingdom Hearts as Fighter 4 or 5, and also Crash Bandicoot or even Spyro? See, I'd be fine with all of those characters. I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
Sora's obviously the one I would want the most. Even Sora, though, again, would be another RPG character. So, that would be crazy if we got so many RPG characters. Let's see. Oh, there's another one about why Gen 3 is amazing. Well, we already talked about that. Cartoons 2 says, I got some questions. Can you jump into Astral Chain? And do you think that Pokemon Sword and Shield is that terrible better than Superman N64? Wait, is he asking? Wait, what? Is he asking? Is he asking
I
if
think
Sword
he
and
said
Shield?
that, like, is Sword and Shield so terrible that it's like worse than N64? I guess. I don't think it's worse than that. Have you heard of that game? Like, it's like
I've heard it's crazy. Yeah, it's a whole meme. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't think it's at that point. But like, I'm gonna try to see. Like, here's the thing. Like, my hype for Sword and Shield isn't there, but I'm still gonna get the game. And the thing that I can say,
you'll guarantee beat it and all that.
I will beat it. The thing is, all I'm gonna say is my expectations are higher than a normal Pokemon game. Like, going into Sun and Moon, like when I bought Sun and Moon, I had expectations obviously for all the stuff that they showed and everything, but those expectations were at a bar that is much higher for Sword and Shield because of all the corners they cut and and all the excuses that they've been saying for them. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Like, he's
this is
saying,
not
like,
on
he's saying,
console,
like,
it's high definition. They're cutting corners. Like, y'all better. deliver.
Exactly. He's saying, like, we're not putting all the Pokemon because of the wild area and all the stuff that we've done with the story. And I think you'll understand when you actually play the game. I just hope you're telling the truth. Because, like, that's what they said with Let's Go, too. They were like, the post-game adventure is amazing. You've got these master trainers, so many cool challenges and experiences.
Master
And we
Trainer
all
was so boring.
and we all played it and we were like, yo, this is just not
It
it.
was so
Like,
boring and repetitive.
exactly.
Like, oh my
So I
God.
hope Game Freak, I just hope they're not falsely hyping up Sword and Shield to be like this amazing game, and then when we all actually play it, it turns out to be mediocre, because I will actually go in on it during my review. Like, I don't care. But like, my expectations are higher because of what they've said. So that's what I'm gonna going in. This is the biggest controversy of Pokemon we have ever seen. Do you think that we're gonna get hyped for a Pokemon game ever again? I mean, it's possible. See, here's the thing. The thing is, it's entirely possible to get hype even for Sword and Shield if Game Freak just did a lot of the things that people aren't disappointed with. And the thing is, they know,
Yeah.
but they just won't because they know their games are gonna sell. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Game Freak knows. Game Freak knows all the things that we want. They get asked the same questions every time. Literally
They're on
last
Twitter, for crying out loud.
yeah, on Twitter, Masuda can literally translate all the things that people say in his replies, but not even that. Like even in official interviews, I remember when Let's Go was first revealed for the first time last year in May, when they interviewed Masuda after for like just like press conferences and stuff. Like so many people just asked like, are you going to be able to go to Johto? Because that was like the first question. Is there going to be a second region in the game? And he was like, no, we don't really have any plans for that. They know because we ask them the same questions every time. We always ask them, is there a second region? Is there a post game that's going to be like that? They know what we want. They just choose not to give it to us. That's the problem.
I know, they hate us.
And he said, also, Dexter's Lab is better than 16. All right, bro.
I mean, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, we can both cartoons.
All right. Last question here from Adam. Would you like to see Galar have two completely opposite evil teams like Emerald, where they had Aqua and Magma? I mean, that would be cool.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Because I mean, that's like one of the special things about Gen 3 is that they both had their two special evil teams. Like you had Aqua only in Sapphire and Magma only in Ruby.
Yep.
But yeah.
Man, can't we just get Delta Emerald? Oh my gosh, like that's actually good.
Yeah,
That's
honestly.
just not it, man. We need a real Hoenn remake. Like, oh my god.
Yep, they wasted that slot on the 3DS game. But don't worry though, we already know with Let's Go now they are willing to do remakes. So I mean,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
But yeah, that's gonna do it. In terms of these, I guess we'll look through a few questions in the chat, but I think after that we should be good to go. In terms, I'm looking through the chat right now, seeing if there are any questions. Do you like the Squid Sisters or do you like Stay Off the Hook? I like both. I don't really have like a, yeah, I don't really like one way more than the other.
Same.
Poplio should have had a gender difference for Gen 7. That would have been cool. Like a male form that looks different than the female form.
Cool.
I would have been interested. Tony says, hope that the recent Team Yell leak is false. It looks really lame. The thing is,
know, that sounds
everything on that leak has been accurate though. That's
Yeah,
the
so it's gonna
thing.
be real.
It's like you already know
Like,
it's
so
gonna
that
be
means we don't
real.
even have an evil team. Like, it's literally not even gonna be an evil.
And they said
It's gonna
Team
be like-
Yell, but it's like I feel like it's gonna be like Team Skull kind of, where they're not actually evil. You know, it's like
I know, where they're like a joke. Which I don't know.
Exactly.
Like, give us something scary, man.
exactly, bro. Like we haven't seen anything, so hopefully it could be different. I mean, we'll see a trailer for that. I would assume soon. And the thing is, even in that leak, they talked about how there's two more rivals. Like there's one called Bird, I think, Bird or Beard, something like that. And then there's another one called Marnie, and Marnie actually has some type of connection with Team Yell. So I would love to see some type of story like with those two, where like maybe Marnie actually like backstabs you and turns out to be like an evil team admin or something.
That'd be cool.
Hopefully, because like that would be such a cool story. Like, can you imagine like you start out on your journey with Hop and then your two other friends, and then one of them turns out to be an evil team admin and backstabs you and just does things like, oh man, a Pokemon story like that would be so deep, would be amazing. But I don't know. We'll see.
The only deep story we've gotten is Black and White, and it seems like they're just never gonna do that again. It hurts.
And that's the thing with Sword and Shield now, because they've said Sword and Shield's story is going to be really good, and they've spent a lot of time on it because of all the corners they cut with not putting the national decks and all the other stuff. So for me right now, my expectations are a Black and White story or better. That's literally what it comes down to. If I don't get a Black and White story, we're gonna have some issues. It says that they're like a fan club. Yeah, that's what I mean. I hope that's not the case. Like it says that
Exactly, like a
it says
fan club, like,
it says
so
Team
on.
Yell are fans of Marnie. Like they cheer for Marnie, like the other character and all that. Like,
So
bro,
they're gonna be like Twitter stands.
they're always just gonna be
They're
cheering.
K-pop stands.
Oh my god.
Maybe
I mean, we see that in the trailer too. We see that in the trailer for Leon, like when he's always like standing, and there's always like that crowd of like Pokemon trainers that are cheering for him because he's the champion.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
Oh bro.
Oh my gosh. That'll be
They
hilarious,
they
actually.
better live up to what they're saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I understand Pokemon is it's targeted towards kids, so you can't have like the really in-depth like stories where like characters die and stuff like that. But at least
There's
make
still
it
so many possibilities though. Like
exactly.
'cause,
Like
there are kids shows like that have really deep stories. Like you could like Gravity Falls. I don't know if you've heard of that. But that
I've
show
heard
has,
of it,
like, really
yeah.
the craziest story, yeah, like ever, and it's like a kids show. So I feel like that's not an excuse. Like you can still make a really
exactly, and
crazy
also a lot of
story
the Cartoon
weird
Network
story.
show that everybody talks about. I forget the name of it. I don't watch it, but like where the kid
I've
was
seen
like
it, yeah.
I forget the name of it. There's
The
a kid in
Steven
my
Universe?
yeah, that one. There's someone in
Yeah.
my Discord who always talks about it. Like, cause I don't watch that show, but like a lot of people say, it just looks like a kid show. But apparently, there's a lot of depth and lore to it, and it's like about saving the whole universe and everything. So stuff like that
Yeah.
can get really deep too. There's no excuse for
Exactly.
Pokemon to not be
There
able
really
to get
isn't.
that deep. So
Yeah. You can make a really deep story without like having like cuss words and like alcohol.
yeah, you don't need alcohol and people dying and all of that. You can still make
Yeah,
a
you
really,
can
really,
still
really
make a
deep story.
great, crazy story.
Exactly. So that's what I'm hoping that they do.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this stream. It's funny because we didn't have a lot to talk about, but we still streamed for a good 2 hours. Pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, Ruffled had to leave off, but yeah, I think we can probably
He's showing that
sign
he's
it.
still on. Oh yeah, he's still on our call for some.
Oh yeah, he's still in the stream.
That's
Yeah, people can
hilarious.
still see that. That's
Oh my
funny.
gosh.
But he's deafened right now. I wonder if he's still
Yeah.
streaming. I wonder if he's still streaming on his end. I'm gonna check.
So it shows him like sleeping.
Yeah, I want to see if he's still streaming. I don't think so. No, I'm looking on YouTube right now. I don't see him
So
streaming.
weird.
Why is he still in the chat?
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh well. But yeah, that is gonna do it for this stream, you all. Thank you for coming. Like I said, we didn't have a lot to talk about. Just the Switch revisions, Fire Emblem, Astral Chain, Luigi's Mansion, and then just the good old Sword and Shield hate as always now. But
Yeah.
but yeah,
next
that-
month we'll have the September direct. Hopefully.
oh yeah, we still got the August episode because we'll have to meet again.
Oh yeah,
Because this was the July one. Yeah, this was the July one.
Yeah.
August just started 3 days ago, so hopefully we get some new stuff this month. I mean, we'll definitely have Astral Chain to talk about. You already know I'm going to be talking all about that next episode. Like,
Yes.
we're going to be going in on that, so that'll be fun. You're getting that game too, right? Astral Chain?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's definitely like one of those day one purchases for me at least. So definitely we'll get that. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. That is gonna do it. We'll just go in order. I guess there's only two of us. For me, you can find me on this channel right here, Aero. I talk mostly about Nintendo, Pokemon is what I usually talk about a lot. But I'll usually try to make some other videos like with Nintendo and other things like that. So subscribe to this channel. I'm gonna try to post more videos often. I've just been really busy with work and all that. Like recently, right now, I've been working a lot for like the past few days, so I haven't had time to make videos. And then I've also got college starting up again in a few weeks, so it's gonna be hard. But I'll try to make some more videos for you guys. I'm gonna still try to do one video a week. So yeah, just subscribe to this channel if you're interested in all of that. And yeah, you can go now.
All right. Well, you guys can find me on my channel, Endgame the Cube, and my Twitter, Endgame the Cube. And like Aero, I just haven't been uploading because like during the summer, there's just not a lot of Nintendo news or things like to talk about as well.
Yeah, there's just not like
Um,
because I was really hoping this year, especially because we were getting a new generation of Pokemon. I was really hoping to talk a lot about that and get excited and like
Exactly.
talk
We
about
got,
all
like,
the
one trailer this summer.
yeah, but like not even like trailers. Like I just remember like even during the X and Y days, I was so excited during the summer because we didn't get a lot of
Right.
trailers. We didn't get a lot of trailers for X and Y either. But I was so excited like every day in the summer. I was like looking online to seeing if there was anything new about X and Y and all that. And I just don't feel
Yeah,
like that
this one's
with
just
Sword and
meh.
Shield. I was really hoping like this
Yeah.
summer, like I was like really banking on this summer to talk a lot about Sword and Shield excitement and getting hype for the games, and it's just my hype even isn't there. So why should I try making videos where I'm faking my excitement? You know, so it's
Exactly. Yeah, you gotta be genuine. So.
exactly. I can't fake my excitement.
Yeah.
Like I talk about rumors and stuff. I give you guys my thoughts on it, but like if you want my honest passion, excitement, genuine, it's just not there.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's So.
Mhm. But I mean,
Yeah.
but you've got your Project Z coming, right? That's what
Yeah, which I'm gonna tell you about.
yeah, we got to talk about that.
So.
Yeah, after after the stream
Yeah.
goes offline, we got to talk about that.
Mhm.
But yeah, that'll be pretty crazy. But yeah, so did you already give an idea for when it's gonna come out, or like
It should be
your project?
released by either by towards the end of this year or early next year.
Oh, let's
So,
go. All right, all right.
Yeah,
So it could be a great way to end 2019, or the best way to start off a new year.
Yes, and I'm not gonna like say what it's about, but I will say that it will tie in so well with like the time and like how we're entering a new decade.
Hey, let's go, let's go. I can't wait. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna do it for this stream, guys. As always, if you guys are interested in like Ruffled or Ben, I know they aren't here right now, but their stuff is always linked in the description as well. Go subscribe to them, give them a follow on Twitter, all that good stuff. For me, like I said on this channel, join my Discord as well. We've always got people in there that are talking. Just type in !Discord in the chat, and the link should come up. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the stream, y'all. We will see you in the August episode again in a few weeks, I guess. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Peace.
Peace.